What's up guys, Boogie back again. Welcome back to the channel. So guys, we have very interesting. I have like about maybe 10 videos that I'm going to be reviewing for you guys, and these are crazy. Some of them are really crazy, some of them are going to make you think what's going on in the dating world. But first of all, thank you for guys who are watching this. Thank you for subscribing to the channel and for commenting down below in the comment section, letting me know what videos you guys want me to go through, and for appreciating my work. All right, so the first video we're going to be going through is this lady talking about why men should provide for women and women should keep their money. And I've done a couple videos on this subject on my channel. You guys have seen some of the videos I've posted where women are very adamant that even when women make money, even when women, scream independent boss babe, don't need no man, they still want a man who's going to be able to provide. Because I can guarantee you guys, if a woman is a millionaire, she's going to want a man who makes more money. Even if he makes the same money, even if he makes less, she would rather that guy comes in and pays for her lifestyle. So we're talking about when they're taking trips, when they're going out for dinner dates and things like that, she would rather the guy pays for all those things. She just wants to be on the side to enjoy the moment. She doesn't want to have to go 50-50. I don't care how much a woman screams independent. I don't care how much she says she has money. I don't care how much she says she has a good job, how many businesses these days they scream, I am an entrepreneur. I don't care how much she says any of that. No woman wants to go 50-50 with a man. If they could, the women who go 50-50, if they could, they would rather get a man who pays 100% of the bills. His bills and their bills, but they still want to be able to work and save their money. And this video, this woman is going to prove that. So without further ado, let's go. Hold on, let's go.
Men that are not paying 100% of the bills are getting over on you, and they know that they are getting over on you. When men pitch this idea of, oh, we're going to live together and we're going to go 50-50 on the finances, they only want to leave it at money, okay? Because the way that they're trying to frame it is that, okay, I work and you work. And so because both of us are working, we might as well contribute 50% of the finances. And to that, you should say, you want to know what? We both do work. So it's only fair that we go 50-50. And because of that, I will not have sex with you. And because of that, I will not be your emotional support person whenever you need advice, whenever you need mentoring, whenever you need someone to trauma dump on. And because of that, I'm not going to cook anything. And because of that, I'm not going to clean anything, because it's only about us working, right? Oh, and not to mention, I'm not going to have your child. Yep, I'm not going to have your child because, like you said, it's only about us working, right? Only the fine.
Yeah, but it's the women who scream independent, don't need a man. It's the women who are screaming they make so much money they don't need a man's money. Because every time a man says, oh, do you only want me for my money? She's going to be like, no, I don't need your money. I make my own money. I just need a man who can take me out on dates, a man who can listen to me, a man who can buy me flowers, but I don't need you to pay my bills. But as soon as they get in a relationship, now they want you to pay 100% of the bills. And don't forget, they still want to work and keep their money. So in one sentence, she described a situation where she wants to be a traditional woman. But one thing she's going to tell you is, I'm still going to be able to work. And if she's going to be able to work, she's not going to be able to do all the other things that she mentioned. And then they keep talking about sex, but it's like, he's having sex, you are having sex. That's something both of you enjoy. It's not like it's an exchange. Now, if you're selling the sex, that's one thing.
Finances matter. So since only the finances matter, it shouldn't matter if I don't do anything, all of the above, because you're only basing this on financial contribution. Watch how fast that man decides to not talk to you anymore when you say that, because they know what they are doing. Men have way more testosterone than women. Men have way higher of a sex drive than women. They are always going to want it more than you're going to want it. At the beginning, it's going to be cute. Y'all are going to be like rabbits in the bedroom. But when y'all are cohabitating, that shit's going to get old, and it's going to get old fast. You're not going to be getting off every single time like he is. And you're not going to want to do it every single time that he wants to.
Okay. You know what? So I agree. When the kids are involved, everything is involved, working, stuff like that. Actually, most guys have reported that when they get in long-term relationships and marriages, the sex from the woman, the romance, the intimacy from the woman goes down. But the man is still expected to provide. The woman can say, "Oh, I'm tired. I'm tired today," and then 1 week will become 2 weeks. 2 weeks will become 4 weeks. 4 weeks will become 12 weeks of no intimacy between the man and the woman because she's saying she's tired. She's cooking, even if she's working. Okay, she's working. Most of them still work, right? But the man can never say, "I'm tired. I'm tired this month. Hey, baby, you get the rent this month. Hey, baby, you got the mortgage. Hey, baby, are you going to buy the food this month? I'm tired. I can't work anymore." No man can ever say that because then he's going to be called a deadbeat dad. He's going to be called a broken, dusty husband who doesn't provide. It's like the pick and choose. It's like, okay, why is it that you can be tired from your role or your or being intimate with your man, but he can't be tired from providing?
So you're already losing in the bedroom the moment that you decide to live with a man and go 50-50 with him. Once he understands, oh, I have a woman here, he's going to leave messes behind because in his head, he just hired a maid. Okay, he just hired a maid when in reality, you're paying to be a maid at that point when you're going 50-50 with a man. Most men's refrigerator is full of junk food and fucking soda. They don't know how to prepare a meal. They don't know how to cook anything. So after you're done working, he's going to be like, "Babe, I'm hungry. What are we having for dinner tonight?" No, you said it's only about the finances. So because it's only about the finances, go fetch yourself something to eat.
Yeah, but it's the women who talk about the money. Because it came from the conversation of we are strong and independent. We don't need you for your money. We just want the love. I don't need you for your money. I can pay my own bills. But as soon as you get together, now you want him to pay the bills. But then she talked about how she still wants to keep working. Okay, so why are you working if you don't want to pay part of the bills? Honestly, personally, I believe the only reason why some men want to go 50-50 because it's not fair. They look at it like, okay, it's not like you're cooking every day because you're going out to work from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. You come back tired. So you're not cooking. It's not like you're taking care of the kids because the kids go to daycare. You go to work, I go to work. But you want me to pay the bills and you want to keep your money. You want to save your money. So most guys are like, that's not a good deal.
If he needs help with his resume, when he wants some ideas to start his business, when he wants a companion to travel with, you are providing all of that. And essentially you would be paying to do all of that once you decide to go 50-50 because a man would not do any of these things if you were not in their life.
Most guys don't even want to travel. Most guys can have their own single room, bed on the floor, with a TV, with a game, couple of chips in the refrigerator, get DoorDash for the entire life and just go to the gym. Most guys start traveling because they get with a woman who wants to travel to take photos and put them on Instagram from other women. Most guys are low key. You guys have heard the saying, I've said it before, and I don't know who came up with it, but so many people have said it, that men save money when they're single. Women save money when they're in relationships. Why? Because everything they were doing when they were single, everything they were spending money on, now the man is going to spend money on those things for them. But now the man is going to do more. Most guys don't want to travel 3-4 times a year. Most husbands don't want to. They will be fine with taking a road trip to somewhere in the country. They don't have to get on the plane and, get hotels. It's because they have women that they start spending like that. So for her to say, "Oh, I'll do him a favor by traveling with him," guys don't want to spend that money. In fact, if most guys were not in relationships or married, they wouldn't have to even try to work so hard to get promotions. They wouldn't have to work the 60 hours. Instead of 60 hours, most guys will be fine working 40 hours, paying their rent, buying a few beers, going to the gym, getting some tacos, and that's it.
If it were only about the finances going 50-50, why don't they fucking get a male roommate? Why don't they get a male roommate?
They do when they are single until they meet you, and then you're like, "Oh baby, we gotta move in together because I don't want to come to your room, to your apartment when your roommate is there. I don't want your roommate to hear you clapping my cheeks. Can we move in together? Can we get a room?" And as soon as he gets a room with you, now he's expected to pay the rent. And that's a move women use, if we're going to be honest, because the guy is staying on his own. He pays his own rent. He has no woman. She's paying her own rent. She's single. They're both single. Once they meet, they get into a relationship. She's like, "Can we move in together?" But that as soon as they move in together, Now she doesn't have to pay rent. She's still working, saving her money, but he's paying the rent for both of them. Now he has to work extra hard because he has to pay rent for 2 people, food for 2 people, travel trips, dinner dates, gifts, like her makeup, like all these things he has to provide for her.
It's only about the finances and both people are working and that's all they care about, they would have no problem getting a male roommate. It's because they're lying to you and they know that they're lying to you. It's not anything to do with the finances. They're trying to hide the finances under the guise of the fact that there are non-tangible things that they are extracting from you as a woman, and they don't want you to know that, because if you know that, you're going to realize that paying 50% of the fucking bills is a scam. At that point, you would be paying in all areas with your finances, with your money, with your emotional labor, with your domestic labor, and with childbirth. You're going to be paying for that just to say that you have a man, just to say that you're going to be with a man. Do not do it.
Oh my God. Did you guys hear what she just said? She just said non-tangible things. So let's do the math. What's more tangible? What's more important? The tangible things the man provides or the non-tangible things she provides? She's talking about how she's providing emotional support for him. She's providing the sex. He's providing the sex too. Now, unless you're saying you're a virgin and you're going into a sexless relationship, which eventually for most guys, the relationships become sexless. If we're going to be honest, right? But it's like, what you provide non-tangible things, he provides tangible things. So who provides more to the relationship? And she's talking about childbirth, but that's a conversation you should have from the beginning. Are you going to provide? Okay. Are you going to have kids? Okay. Who's going to take off the kids? But it's like they just want to come into a relationship. It's like they want to be single in a relationship, but with a man who's there to provide for them. So most guys are like, it's not a good deal, so that's why some guys are pushing for 50-50. Because they don't want to be used for their money. Most guys are willing to pay 100% of the bills if they feel a woman is bringing some value to their life. But if you're not bringing any value to his life, then he's like, okay, this is not fair. You're just using me.
He should be paying 100% for everything with all the things that you provide. He's not going to be giving you regular orgasms. He's not going to be able to be emotionally there for you. He's not going to be able to provide a nice, comforting cooking meal for you. He most likely is not going to clean up after himself. And he's most likely not going to be able to put you onto anything in regards to experience, into refinement, into luxury. You're going to be the one providing all of that to them. Do not do it.
Keyword, luxury. I told you guys. They keep telling on themselves. Everything she mentioned is she just wants a man who's going to provide and not hold her accountable in any way. She just wants a man who's going to provide blindly, not ask any questions like, hey babe, I paid for all the bills. I bought the food. Are you going to make a meal for me? She's just going to say, no, we both went to work and I'm tired. And then he's going to be like, okay, sure. At least can you use your money to order us some food? Since, you're working, what's your money doing? She's going to say, no, you're the man, provide. But it's like, if I'm the man, I'm providing and I can't even get a home cooked meal because you went to work from 8 to 5. It's like, okay, what's your money doing? You feel me? So when men have started doing the math, and it's like the math is not mathing like the cool kids say these days. It's like, okay, this is not worth it. The deal is not worth it. So some guys are like, let's go 50-50. Other than that, no need for the relationships. So guys are opting out. What do you guys think about that? All right. Next up, we have this woman who hates men, but she's getting married. I don't know how that works. She hates men so much, but she's getting married to a man. So let's go.
I did a video about my fiance when he was still my boyfriend at the time. And I talked about how he got me a gift for Valentine's Day, which was he paid for a year's worth of nail appointments, like in advance. Well, it was 6 months and then 6 months later. But like he found my current nail tech, like told her she likes her nails like these shapes. She likes these colors. She likes these designs, whatever. Asked her if she could do it. And then paid her all up front and in cash with tip too, and then made my appointments for like 6 months. So he gave me, that was one of the gifts he got me for Valentine's Day.
Loved it.
Right, period. And then I talked about it in a TikTok, and that was the first one I ever got like views on. That was like the first TikTok I ever started getting views. And then shortly after that, I made a video about very specific red flags in men. Like someone said, what are some specific red flags in men you have? And so I made that video, and
I
that
hate
was
the
my
nails.
first video to really.
Anybody hit those long nails? I honestly don't believe a woman who has these kind of nails can cook, can even do her own laundry, can wipe her ass very well. Like these nails, oh my God.
Take off. Like
Okay.
when that one took off, that was when I went like super viral.
People want to know, like, how do you live at this intersection of I hate men, I see all this terrible behavior online, but I'm with a
with
man, I'm
one.
marrying a man. And by the way, Ashley and I
Mm.
make fun of men too, but we have like great fathers and
brothers,
brothers.
Yeah.
friends. And
Most do. Most women who do hate men have great fathers, brothers,
Exactly.
and
But
men.
the bar is high.
Yeah,
also
most-
for who gets
most
to be
women do
around
have that.
us.
Yeah, so we do think there's like great men. Obviously, you found one, so did Ashley. But like, how do you live at that sort of like intersection of the two?
I mean, I think it's a lot simpler than people think. I think people overcomplicate it. It's just, I'm not talking about you. But
Amen.
it doesn't change the inherent fact that men are evil. That is true. Like man as a whole is evil. Like just as an entity, a general idea, men have inflicted violence and oppression on the world in ways that are irreparable. Like it's okay if we say that out loud. It's okay
Yeah.
if we say that men are inherently evil. It's like it's not all men, but for some reason, always a man. Every time.
You know, there are two things that scare me about this woman. Number one, that she actually has a man who's willing to marry her with this kind of mindset. And number two, that one day she's going to raise kids and instill the same kind of mindset. Imagine this type of woman being your doctor or being your nurse. Imagine this woman being a teacher who's going to teach your kids. Because teachers have influence on kids in schools. Those are the things that scare me about these people. I don't care what she says. What she says is her opinion. She hates men, blah, 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 sure. But imagine this type of woman being the person who's going to one day have influence on you directly or indirectly, which means she may have kids, raise those kids, and those kids have to interact with your own kids with so much hate. I feel sorry for the guy who lays next up to her every night, because I would be scared. I would think she's going to poison me any day if she has that much hate for men.
Something terrible happens, always a man, like 99% of the time. So I feel like it's a lot simpler than people may think. I don't hate my man, I hate most men. And for me, I think given what men have done to me personally, to people I love, and the world as a whole, if they all start guilty and have to work their way to innocent, it's not really a big deal to me. I feel.
And this is why false allegations always, destroy men. Because she just said men should be guilty and then they're proven innocent after, rather than you're innocent and then you're proven guilty. So this is scary, because this woman can destroy a man's life with a simple allegation. And I would not be surprised if she has ever accused a man falsely of anything. So like, I wouldn't want to even associate with this kind of woman. I wouldn't want her around me, because I would be watching over my back. Like, if this woman was my sister, I don't know, I probably would tell my mom and dad that, hey, that's not my sister anymore. Because imagine the hate. And the thing is, these videos, like this woman, she goes viral. But if a man said the exact opposite, what she's saying about men, if a man was saying about women, he would get canceled. And then other women would tell that man's wife or girlfriend to leave him. But I can guarantee you, men are not telling the husband to leave her, and women are probably championing him to stay with her.
Very like convicted in that. It's very like, if you're not awful, prove it. I've had what I like to describe as borderline delusional confidence since I was younger. You couldn't tell me shit. You still can't. But like when I was a kid, especially, you couldn't tell me anything. Like I just thought I was the most awesome person alive, which I still think now. And it's never been at the like detriment of others. It's always been like, I think I'm awesome. I think you're awesome.
Yeah.
That's always been my mentality about myself. So like when I was younger,
Damn.
I never really took a lot of stock or value in what I looked like. When I hit puberty, I loved makeup. I loved being a girly girl, that kind of stuff. But I never thought to myself, I'm going to do this because men like it. I would always do it because I liked it.
Does anybody ever say to you like, well, shouldn't we, I can't even say it without laughing, it's so stupid. Shouldn't we coach men? Don't you ever want to like teach them how to be better? Like, what responsibility do you have to like teach men? And like, are you just like, I don't want to teach them anything. I want to help women help each other.
What would this woman teach a man? Like what's something positive this woman would teach a man? With the hatred that she has, like I would be scared of being around this woman. I'm sorry, like even watching the video, I'm already scared because all I see is a false allegation from this woman. This is scary because she's not the only one. She has like millions of women following her on TikTok. And what also scares me is some of you guys are actually going to interact with women who think like her, who follow her and believe it. And some of you guys are going to marry those women and you're going to be sleeping next to them. And one day, just like that, she will crash your whole world. Like, that's scary, man. It's scary as fuck. Damn, man. We are cooked.
Yeah, I mean, well, they didn't come out of my coochie, so it's not my fucking problem, is it? Like, it's not my problem to, you want me to train grown men to care about women? No. That's how I feel about it.
Right.
I truly feel like you're a grown up. Be a grown up, right? I feel like sometimes the misconception about my content is that it's to solely get them, like, oh, all you do is roast men. That's what you do, is you roast. That's true. That's part of what I do. That is true. There's a greater message and a greater objective at play, though, which is I'm empowering women and anyone else they harm. Men harm not just women. It's not just women that they inflict harm on. If you really are an intersectional activist in any way, you'll know that there's many different intersections that they violently oppress. It's not just cis women, cis straight women specifically, that they harm with their content, with their fucking jokes, with all their bullshit that they put online. So my goal, I don't give a fuck about the men that I fuck up. I don't know if that's hard to hear. I don't care at all. I don't care about their feelings. I don't care about their livelihood. What the fuck? You think I care about what your life looks like after this? I don't care at all.
I have $100 for any person who can convince me that this woman grew up with a father in the house. Again, I have money for any person who can give me evidence that this woman grew up with her father in the house. I'm talking from, elementary age to 18 years old. And the father was active in the house. Now, and then after that, I need evidence of, even if the father was in the house, her mom used to respect the father. If you can show me that evidence, I got $100 for you. Because there is no way a woman grows up with a good father, a strong father, a father with leadership skills, a father with discipline boundaries can raise a woman to have this hate towards men. There is no way. You can't convince me.
What I care about is how people see me react to the shit you say online. I want them to see how I react to it, how I don't internalize it, and I keep going forward.
Right. And also it's like, again, you're a grown up, and if you actually cared, if you cared about the harm that you've caused as a man, as a white man, the misogyny, all this, then you'd educate yourself. I mean, it's the same when you talk about race. It's like a white person being like, well, please educate me. And it's like, educate yourself.
Yeah.
You read a book. You are an adult.
Emotional labor. It's put on women. It's put on people of color. It's put on gay people. It's put on trans people. It's the emotional labor and toll. Like, so in addition to the ignorance and the oppression I suffer, I also have to hold your hand while I explain to you why it's bad. Like, and also, do men listen to women who hate?
I mean, they're not going to listen to you if you say you hate them and they're bad and they're evil and all these things. Like, whoever won a conversation, whoever came to an understanding with someone, they have opposing views when they start the conversation by "I hate you." Like, how are you ever going to come to one accord, to a level of understanding each other's perspectives? If the first thing you say to that person, "I hate you, and this is why I hate you," why would anyone listen to you? Hate has never driven out hate. Never.
Women?
So
like, if man hates woman, man listen to woman? No, obviously not.
Totally.
But the men I'm talking to hate women. That's really at the very center of it. It's they hate us. They're attracted to us, but they don't like us. and they don't love us. Like they hate us and they want to subdue us. So I don't play that shit. So I always say, if you want to be talked to in a nice, gentle way and handled in a way that's like, hey, this is why you shouldn't say that, then I wouldn't attack me. I'd attack somebody else. I wouldn't attack, because that's not how I handle it. So I think respect begets respect. If you don't give it to me, you're not getting it from me. It's pretty simple.
How do we stop competing with each other?
I mean, I don't know the answer to that, but first of all, go to therapy. I highly encourage people to go to therapy.
Yeah.
This woman is talking about therapy? Oh my God. I know women like to throw the whole therapy thing around, but this woman is talking about therapy. Like, she's telling people to go to therapy. Has she looked in the mirror? Has she heard herself speak? This is fucking crazy. She needs an IV of therapy, if I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, if you can and you want to, I highly encourage. I think more than anything, it's just focusing on you, like focusing on what makes you uniquely yourself. I think it's getting rid of the male gaze entirely, like the way you look at things, the way you look at yourself. I think the biggest key, honestly, is just unpacking all of your internalized biases. That's homophobia, transphobia, misogyny, the big ones, racism, also things like fat phobia, ableism. Like when you unpack all of that shit, it's kind of scary when you do it, because you think to yourself, like when I was going through that phase and I was unpacking a lot of shit and I first started going to therapy, I started thinking about my career aspirations when I was in.
All right, I can't do this anymore. She just mentioned she started going to therapy. Clearly, she either needs to change a therapist, she needs to stop going to therapy because it's not working. I don't know, maybe she needs to drink some more water, because the hate she has towards men. I mean, she's talking about therapy. Like, I can't believe it. What do you guys think about that? Link down below to this podcast. All right, next up, we have Lapeef, man. They've been going crazy. You guys love when they do their channel, when they react to their panels. So without further ado, let's get into it.
I like to get straight to it, right? So just ask Ray, what is her perfect man? Just ask her what that is.
Not the perfect man.
Give us the time.
No, Ray. No. Hold on. Ray, just tell us, what is your perfect? What man would you marry, or would you have time for?
Yeah, that's a loaded fucking question. That's a loaded question, Mr. Straight like that.
You know what, matter of fact,
Hold on. I'm gonna move from it and I'm gonna let y'all have it. Do you have an answer for that question?
No.
All right, thank you.
Wow. Ask, hey, what's your perfect idea of a perfect woman? Straight like that.
A woman that submits to me.
Jesus, it's crazy. Hey, great job, brother.
One of the things
Yeah, they complain about the things they don't like about men, but then when you get to ask them what's their ideal man, then they say they don't know. But maybe she does it, she didn't want to answer because she was gonna get caught, which eventually she fell for it.
I wish we would consider in this conversation, though, is that there is a deep cultural issue, and we don't look at the support system. We don't look within our support system. A lot of us you get married and there's so much temptation around us that it almost feels like, right, what I have observed is there's very little support for married people. A lot of women in relationships complain about being not emotionally connected to their husbands. I don't know if it's worth, should we really encourage people who are individualistic, short-term thinking, selfish most of the time, to enter into such a union without, without actually examining, are we getting married just to get married, or are we getting married for an actual purpose? Does that make sense?
What did you just see happen? Do brothers come on here and express how much they love women, support women, want to build with women, and the women will choose themselves? You just deviate and you just tuck away from what just happened just then. Hold on real quick. You said it's not a coach, it's not a we thing. Black men still love their women. Black men still want to build with their women. Black men still cherish their women. They are suckers by nature. Hold on. our women weaponize it against us because they go, hey, if I can't get you to do it, I'm gonna get another one to do it. I'm just gonna press the replay button when I get another man, and I can restart my femininity with another one because he don't know who I am, and I could just say it was this guy, this dude did me this way. He was a liar, he was a cheater. Y'all keep overlooking the actual leaders and righteous brothers for the cheaters and the liars and the abusers. Like,
yeah, because leaders have responsibilities, but they have boundaries too. So they would rather have a man who lets them walk all over him, which eventually they will get disgusted by him, because if you let them walk all over you, they're going to say you're weak, but they would rather a man who doesn't hold them accountable.
Like, you like those guys. You like being with those guys because you don't have to be a woman for those guys. And it's demonstrated on here every single time. So it's easy to deal with someone that your mama dealt with to just go, you know what? He just like my daddy, just like what my mama said. I don't have to be a better woman. I could just do what my mama said and keep blaming men instead of working on myself and be a better woman and be a marriageable woman instead of keep blaming men and the men who hurt you instead of being with the men who help you.
I'm telling you, I don't disagree. Modern women, it is not easy being a wife. It is a deep, like the mentality shift that you have to be.
You been a wife before?
No.
How do you know it's not easy then?
I've been engaged.
Have you been a wife?
Yo, I hate every time when a woman is asked, have you been married or do you want to get married? They throw in the whole, I've been engaged. Clearly, you didn't get married. Whether you called it off, whether the guy called it off, clearly, marriage isn't for you. So being engaged doesn't count. You know, imagine men say the same thing. You've been rich before? Like, no, but I've touched money. Yeah, but you're still broke. Oh my God.
No.
How do you know it's not easy to be a wife?
Well, let me finish talking. I want to hear the rest of it.
Hey, look, y'all.
I want to hear.
But Dana, y'all demonstrate. She asked me if I was married, right? Y'all want to see if I had credibility. Y'all would have been like, "Oh, why you talking?" Y'all don't hold her account. If she's saying that, then it should take you. It should take the other sister. Go, hey, ma'am, how you speaking on marriage and you're not even married? Just like Lola.
Well, we didn't have an opportunity. Y'all I wanted to hear the rest of her thoughts, and then we will.
All right.
The reason I know it's difficult is because me and all the women on this panel have grown up with the message of your happiness matters. Become the best version of yourself. Go get an education. Just in case, we are conditioned to really prioritize us.
Independence.
To be a wife.
Oh no!
I think to be a wife, I think
it
takes a completely different mental shift.
Let me explain what I think I can explain exactly what she means. She's saying it's hard to be a wife because they were trained so long to not be a wife. So it's hard for them to transition into being a wife because they were trained to not be one.
Yeah, but who's to blame for that? You know, because if a man said the same thing, hey, we were told not to be providers, we were told not to protect. Women are not going to be, okay, I understand. It's not your fault. It's not a man's fault that you're not told to be a wife. If you really want to be a wife, you're going to figure it out. You're going to talk to women who are wives. You're going to go to wife schools. You're going to go to, I don't know, women who believe in marriage to teach you something about being a wife. You know, it's not a man's fault that you don't know how to be a wife. So if you don't get married, or if a man doesn't see you as your wifey material, don't blame men for not wanting marriage. Because if men see wifey material all over the place, they will have no option but to marry those women. The same thing, like I said, if you don't see men would not be allowed to use the excuse, we were not taught to be providers. Women are going to say, you're not a man, figure it out. And they're going to go to men who are providers.
And you don't need to, yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Okay, what are the outcomes?
In order to have a successful marriage as a wife, a lot of women have a lot of fear and of submission. And I think there's this deep fear that they're going to be, you know, quote unquote slaves, and that man isn't going to be her partner or whatever. And we have to realize that mental shift to get out of the current like cultural narrative, and then to enter a marriage, and you have to 180% put your husband family first before all. That is not easy for a whole generation.
Is it hard for you to get a job?
A husband is not like a job.
I'm just asking a simple question. Is it hard for you to get a job and keep a job?
Good question.
I think they're depending, moderately difficult.
It's hard for you.
It can be moderately challenging.
Is it hard for you to get a job and keep a job?
No.
So why is it not?
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Go ahead, Shan. Since you want to go ahead. You go ahead.
And that's the thing. They speak about how being a wife is tough. Oh, it takes so much. It's too much responsibility to be a wife. Oh, I don't want to cook and clean. I don't want to be, it's like being a slave. But they will do anything for the job, to get a job, for the bosses. And I've heard this saying before, that women submit to their boss, but they will never submit to a man they're married to. They go to school for 10 years. They get student loan. Guys, think about this. Women will get $100,000 of student loan to get a degree, but they will find it hard to lend their boyfriend $1,000 to start a business. I'm going to repeat this because some of you guys are not listening. Women will get $100,000 in student loans to get a degree that's going to earn them $45,000. But they will scream if a man says, can you lend me $1,000 to start a business? But then they expect the man to marry them and help them pay the student loan, the student loan debt that they got. That's crazy to me.
Why are you asking me that?
What?
Why would you ask me that?
It's the same concept.
How?
Because you make it evident that women don't.
Because you're
hard. Bruiser, it's not hard to be a husband. It's not hard to be a father. It's not hard to see my son every single day and doing all the things that I do for him, or my woman every single day.
Let me try to
hold on, Bruiser, real quick. No, y'all complain. You want to take a break from being a wife. You want to take a break from being a mother. You want to take a break from work. You want to take a break from sex. You want to take a break from the gym. You want to take a break from cooking. This is the most laziest, non-grateful, and non-appreciative women ever in history. Like y'all, it's like you can't stand doing for a man. But like Ruza said, you'll go to work. You'll go get your degree. You'll hey sergeant. You'll listen to your sergeant. You'll love your pastor. But you love your cat and dog too.
But the man they
clean
sleep
up behind
next
them
to.
and your kids. But if you have to love and respect and appreciate a man, it's hell. You turn into a maid and a slave when you do that.
Ali, we're not.
That's crazy to me. Your Ali is cooking. Can you imagine the person they sleep next to every single night? They can't submit to. They can't do anything nice. They can't cook for him. But they will submit to the bosses. And guess who they're going to cry to if they get fired? The husband. And guess who they want to pay the bills when they can't pay the bills? The husband. And guess who they want, which person they want to listen to them if they're going through it? The husband. But they can't submit to him. They can't even make him a sandwich because it's slavery. He was cooking. But they're going to fight.
The reason why women are doing these things is because the expectation of a husband to rely on is not there.
See? Now it's called the husband to rely on.
That is why they prioritize work, the kid, the dog, the whatever. Everything
they don't have enough money.
That's not true.
World where
that's not true.
Yes, it is true.
No, what's a sucker? What's a simp? What's a panderer? We'll ask y'all, do you want a man like that? Nope. I don't want a man that'll do everything I want him to do. Okay. How about the man that tells you what to do? Nope. I don't want that either. Whichever way y'all go, you weaponize it against yourself. You don't want the man that puts his foot down,
rich man,
and you don't want the man that does anything you want him to do. We know this now, and we've done this too many times. Y'all don't like the simp and the sucker, and you don't like the righteous man and the man who puts his foot down. You don't like neither one of them.
Yeah, it's like they want to be single, but in a relationship. In other words, they want a man who's going to provide and let them do whatever they want. But they also want to be able to act single, go out in the streets, do whatever they want to do. In other words, they want their cake and be able to eat it too. I don't know how that works, but that's what they want.
I personally do. I do like the man.
I think all women do respect that, but again, it's the cultural.
No, you don't.
Like I said, I think it's a cultural.
Yes, I do.
How about we focus specifically on what she's saying to try to help her understand? You said there's certain things that you need to rely on that a man's supposed to show so you can be compelled to get in a relationship and stay in a relationship with him. Is that true?
That's true. Yes, I would say.
So what are those things?
Right now, because I have a cousin that live out here. She's married. She's older. She's 65. She's her husband's second wife. She don't have any children. And we was having a conversation.
That was not the question.
No, I'm just telling you. We just
okay. Go ahead.
And at this point, low key, I need to be able. I'm looking at home ownership. Like we was talking about the wealth conversation earlier. Why everybody shaking their head now? I thought that.
You want.
You want to know why I'm shaking my head right now?
What's wrong with home ownership? But we were just
No. I don't have a problem with
It's
that.
a lot of work.
No, listen. You know why I shook
You know
my
what?
head?
Just name all that stuff we got to do.
Hold on, wait. Listen. You want to know why I shook my head on that?
Because you gotta own the home to be able to do that stuff inside.
It's because you can do that shit. All becomes a whole lot easier when you partner with somebody and you get married to somebody.
True.
Yeah.
All of that shit becomes a whole lot easier when you, a woman, get with a man. Y'all put y'all resources together, and now y'all have the ability to actually buy the home. But if you do shit separately, everything becomes infinitely harder for y'all. So when you
but the truth is they are not willing to put their resources together with a man who makes the same or less. So even if she makes $80,000 and a man makes $60,000 or even $75,000, she's not going to look at him the same. She's going to look at it like he's below my level, he's below my standards. Because even when they both make the same money, she wants to be able to work, save her money, and then the money is supposed to provide all the bills. So he's supposed to spend his $80,000 that he makes on her, on himself, on the family, on the kids, but she wants to be able to work, not cook because she's going to be tired when she comes from work, but also save her $80,000. And he's also supposed to buy her a new car, because if he doesn't, then he's not a good husband. She's going to run to her girlfriends, tell her how the husband is not taking care of her, because the friends who happen to be lucky to get rich husbands who buy them cars are going to be flexing on her. Oh, my husband bought me a new Jeep. And she's going to be like, my husband is not buying me anything. He's not being a good husband. Now she's going to be looking for a new rich husband. And then the cycle keeps going.
You say, man, home ownership is so important for what I need a man for. It's like, damn, if you would have got the man earlier, you would have a home today.
But
I'd rather.
Something.
They're not.
What about my new man already on the home and he just?
But why?
See?
Why?
They want the finished project. This one is talking about her new man already has a home, so she can move in and doesn't have to pay bills. Because right now she's single, she's paying her own rent, but she would rather a man who already has the house. She doesn't want to get a man with whom they can both put their income together to buy a house. She wants a man who already has a house.
Goes back. Okay, a wife.
What's wrong with that? That's what the others do. Y'all was just talking about how the others keep divorcing and get the new one and keep obtaining. But when I talk about it, people shake their head.
Well, what happened whenever
you said a man in your priority right now? You said a man in your priority.
I said home ownership. I'm very.
What happened? What happened when you met that man that had the home ownership? What happened?
We might be onto something.
If
no, I'm saying, have you met him?
Miss E, why you laughing? What's up? Shit, he single.
She's married, right?
He might be widow and a homeowner. What's up?
Mrs. E is married.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I thought you were talking about Ray.
He might be widow and a homeowner. What's wrong with that?
I did ask a legit question that I think was critical to the claim. There's the things you needed to rely on in a man are not there, and I was asking for clarity on what those things were. I mean, it wasn't necessarily with your statement, Doc. It was actually Ashanti Warrior that made the claim. I'm just trying to better understand you without just beating up on you with what you should do and what you shouldn't do. I'm just trying to really understand. Like, what do you need to rely on that's not there?
Brother, why are you talking to a lady that can't describe her husband? Like, this is a waste. She said she doesn't even know. Oh, sorry. He was talking to you, Ashanti?
Oh, I think he just redirected it to me.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. My bad. I thought he was talking about Ray. Yeah, like she don't even, I thought he was talking to Ray. Sorry.
He know I don't care. He ain't talking to me.
Y'all
Anyway, man, full link down below. This was crazy. I just wanted to reveal because whenever Ali is on the panel, he goes off. Like, he cooks them. Obviously, they don't care because they don't listen. And obviously, the few ladies who are listening are the ones who are married. And that's Mrs. E and Amir. They are married, so they were listening. They understand where he's coming from because they're married. But the ones who are not married, who are single or dating, whatever they're doing, they have no idea what it takes to be a wife. What do you guys think about that? Shout out to the PIF, link down below. All right, again, I'm going to give you another test of Ali and Lapif because lately it's been going crazy over there. So shout out to everybody at Lapif Network, link down below for the full video. Let's go.
But Ali, ask her a question. Just ask her a question. Ask her it because I like to get straight to it, right? So just ask Ray, what is her perfect man? Just ask her what that is.
Hold on. Man, I've done this one already. Yeah, we just finished this one, right? All right, my bad, guys. I just finished that one. Let's do this one. Shout out to Anton Daniels. This was crazy, but let's see.
But and that's where they lead with. That's love bombing. And if that's okay for some people, that's okay. But you're not gonna pay your way into my life. That's not what I want.
I'm sorry. It just doesn't make any sense at all. What I guess however you're trying to, articulate it.
Help her.
Black women stay complaining about how the Black men are not providing, how they're not stepping up and being able to
that's not my complaint. No, I'm an individual, and that's not my complaint. Oh.
No, she's not talking about you. She's talking
But she's telling me I don't make sense though.
Yeah, you don't make sense because other Black women.
No, I'm saying what you're saying specifically does not make any sense when it comes to the things that we've been talking about when it comes to Black men and what they're supposed to be doing, how they need to step up. We were just talking like a couple of weeks ago about a woman having to change up her attitude or whatever when she realized she was unpleasant. Her husband was paying 50% or something like that. And it's like, everybody's like, oh, the man needs to pay 100% in order for the woman to change her attitude.
That's
and then
crazy.
You're saying that this white man that had money was sitting there ready to just give it all to you, which meant like he didn't need you to lead him to do nothing. He didn't need you to lead him to a bag. He already had the bag. He was ready to share that world with you and was not playing no games. He wasn't a pookie. He wasn't leading you on. He wasn't doing none of that. He was saying, look, this is what I got. I'm showing you. And you're just like, no, that's scary. And
I didn't say it was scary. I didn't say it was scary. I said that's not what I want. I don't want that.
So this is crazy. So backstory for you guys. She met a white man who had the money because they always say Black men are broke. We want men who are going to provide 100%, right? So she met a white man who had the money and was willing to provide. But she said she didn't like him because he couldn't handle her. He couldn't tame her. He couldn't tell her what to do. She was masculine. He was too soft. And this Kamaya, as Zori is cooking, she's saying, then Black men are going to get confused because you call them dusty and broke because they can't provide 100% of the bills. But once you get a man who can provide 100% of the bills, you are saying he's weak. He can't put you in your place. He can't handle your attitude. So it's confusing to Black men. So men are like, okay, what do you want? If I'm rich and don't want to have to deal with your attitude, I'm controlling. But if I'm rich and I let you say whatever you say I'm weak. But if I'm not rich and then you say I'm broke and dusty. So it's confusing to Black men.
Yeah, because it's like stalkerish. Like I'm listen, you're not there when I'm meeting and dating people. So we're just having a conversation, but you're not there. You don't know these people. And you don't know who the experiences I'm having with them. So I'm just telling you I have not experienced one, but I have a Black man that is a great provider, a great leader, exactly what I want. And that's all that I got what I want.
Listen, y'all, this again, and they telling y'all the truth. This is a phenomenal panel tonight.
Oh my goodness.
They're telling y'all the truth of who they are, what they look for, and what they're attracted to. If she likes you then it is being assertive. If she don't like you, then it's harassment. Okay. Same thing.
Yeah, we're not going for that.
Same thing, two different guys. If she likes you, it's being assertive. If she don't like you, then it's you're being harassing. All right.
Yeah, but Anton, that's the reason men are giving up. Because it's like, if I'm this way, it's one way. But if I'm this way, it's another way. Some men are like, you can't win. Because remember, we are not perfect as men. And women too. But for a man, they want you to be perfect. And it's not like they want you to be perfect in terms of you're a gentleman, you get the money, you spend the money. No, they want you to be perfect in their own way. And as soon as you do something they don't like, oh, he's controlling, he's abusive, oh, he's this, oh, he's that. And then they ruin your reputation. So some guys are like, you know what, fuck that. I'm getting on the plane, I'm going to Brazil, I'm going to Asia, I'm going to Ethiopia. Like, I'm not dealing with this.
Hey, on top of that, this is another thing. It doesn't matter how much money you fucking have. All right. A woman, they going. It don't matter how much he lead with. It don't matter whatever he qualify himself with. Apparently, they don't want no pink dick. And that's really what they want to tell y'all. Because they not going to sit here and just say it because they trying to be cool.
Anton does not speak for me, okay?
Yeah, Anton think he speaks for everybody.
Yeah,
that's why you can't even just let him talk. He don't speak for me. Yeah.
They don't want no they don't want no pink mushroom. That's what they trying to tell you.
I have a question.
And they want big D energy. This
no, BBC.
Oh,
Big
Lord.
Black.
See, there you go. They want that energy, and so that's why
it's okay to tell black men we like.
Hold on, because I listen.
Okay.
They don't give a fuck about that. They gonna use keywords. It's the energy. It's the vibe.
Yeah.
You know, none of that. All of that other shit.
Ain't that what you start with? Don't you start with vibes? Like,
what you say, Miss O? I was gonna say, wouldn't the same thing apply to men?
They don't care about how nice you are.
Yeah, men don't care about all that vibe energy shit. Men only care about does she listen? Does she respect me? And is she not ratchet and loud? We have just cool time. Like, she's peace. Non energy, and I was born in the moon and the stars and zodiac signs and butterflies. Men don't care about all that shit.
No, I'm saying for the example,
and I will tell you this.
She was sharing as far as like the guy love bombing, and Anton, you just mentioned that like for women, if she likes you, then he's being, I forgot the word you used, but if you don't like him, then
he's being assertive.
Yeah, he's being assertive, and if you don't like him, then he's being a stalker. Wouldn't that the same rules apply to a guy? Like,
no.
If it was a woman that was like constantly love bombing you and giving you stuff, and you were just not interested at them, wouldn't you feel as though like it's harassment versus if it was somebody that you actually liked?
No man has ever said, oh, this woman is harassing me because she's being nice to me, she's checking on me, she's talking to me, and she's checking to see how I'm doing, and she's buying me gifts. No man has ever said, oh, that's harassment. No man has ever gone to the police to file a restraining order on a woman being nice to him. You know why? Because it's rare. If we're gonna be honest, it's rare. A man will date 100 women, or maybe he may even go his entire lifetime never meeting a woman being nice to him. He may meet 2, and one of them could be his mama. So no man is ever gonna claim harassment for a woman being nice to him. Even if he doesn't like her, he's just gonna be like, okay, she likes me.
Then you'd be like, oh, okay. So I don't think it's fair to.
I think most guys.
Well, I think for men, that would turn them off though. For women,
no, I mean,
no.
It depends.
I'm talking about in the beginning.
It depends on the night.
Yeah, it's always the beginning. That's why it don't go too hard.
That's a lie.
That's not true. It depends on the night.
It depends on the night.
What do you mean that's a lie?
It depends on the night.
I'm a little confused.
depends on the night. Is
Wait,
he
I thought you
fucked
talking about
up? Is
giving
he
and catering.
confused? Is he going through a lot? Nigga, it's guys that they're slay dragons, depending on what the night is of how traumatized their life is going at that particular time. Listen, it's plenty of women that has gotten married that is regular women. You know what I'm saying? So guys will, like I said, guys will, depending on the day of the week, they fuck anything. Y'all keep trying to put y'all little stupid standards on us, and we don't operate the same way that y'all.
Yeah, they think
Nobody
women are
put
like
a
men.
standard. Anton, you as a man, you can say no. You can say exactly what you want. When you go out and look for a partner, you look for what you want. If I meet somebody and that is not what I want, then I'm not taking it. I found what I want.
All right.
Yeah, but the issue is, Mama, you claim once you meet a man and you find what you want, he's your man. But the issue is, you have met other men who had the same qualities before, and you say they're not your type of man. That's all men are saying. Because in one man, you like him to have money, you like him to be assertive and a leader, but in another man, you claim those things, he's controlling and abusive. So that's what confuses men.
It is possible to have exactly what you want, because I have it.
No, but why do you keep making this about you and making it personal?
Because we can only talk about a personal experience. I can't talk about no other experience but a personal one.
One of the things that I tried to do, let me help you out now. One of the things
I've been here. I know what you try to do.
You tell me what I'm trying to do then.
No, you always talk about no personal. It got to be personal. I can't speak from no other point of view but my personal
situation personally without sometimes being disrespectful, and it could offend the person.
You have a choice to be disrespectful. You don't have to be.
Because if I speak to
you want to be
easily offended at something that I say when you start to use yourself as a personal example. That's why I tell you.
But that's not. I'm not.
Sorry, give me a second. Freely. See, you being extra right now, and you won't even let me explain it. I'm trying to help you to understand that the reason that we remove personal experiences unless somebody just insists on doing it is because if I speak to it in general, or I speak to the general sentiment that I disagree with you and I think that it's a certain way that men are operating or women are operating, I can speak to it without you feeling attacked, or the person that may be watching you in another room, they may start to get offended by it because they may know that I'm referring to them. But if we remove the personal and we just start talking in general, then we don't have to get emotional. We don't have to make it offensive. It don't have to be none of that. I could say something the nicest way ever, but if somebody takes offense to it, then it becomes offensive to them. So that's the reason why I removed the personal. But if you just insist, the reason
why I watch you is because you say what the fuck you want to say. Whether I bring up
nice to people.
Yeah, he says whatever he wants to say, but it's a panel, so you may disagree, but they still gotta have you gotta have a level of respect for everybody. You know, I may not agree with Darlene. I know she's a feminist. I know Jess is a feminist, but I'm not gonna speak on their appearance. I'm not gonna attack them personally, because I don't care. But I'll attack their argument. You know, not their personal situation. I don't care what they do, unless they give an example of a personal situation they are going through, and they might speak on it, but I'm not going to attack them personally. You'll speak about them personally. I just want to attack their argument. And that's something I totally agree with Anton Daniels. And people's feelings get hurt, if we're going to be honest, in these conversations.
But the reason I don't mind personal, because when you speak, you say y'all, you, and whoever it applied to, you're going to get offended regardless.
But if you're using yourself as an example, and then I speak to that example, then it becomes personal.
I'm okay with it. Speak to that. I'm okay with that.
Nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna do that. Not because I'm trying to become a nicer person, and I'm not gonna do that shit.
Anyway, man, shout out to Anton Daniels. I'll put the link down below. This was a good conversation, and just to another way and another opportunity to express and show why men, especially black men, are confused, because women say they want one thing and then on the next day they want another thing, and it's like it depends on the time of the month, depends on the time of the year, it depends on what type of man. Like I said, they may find you strong and leader and you got money and you're okay, and then they may find those things in me and they call me controlling and abusive. So it's like men are like, okay, you never know what they're gonna call you. You never know what kind of bracket they're gonna put you in. So some guys are like, no, fuck this, man, because it's a slippery slope. It's risky. It's a risky business to be in because what they call you depends on how they feel, and feelings change time and day. So men are like, this is a lose-lose game, man. What do you guys think about that? Link down below. All right, we got Anton Daniels again. But this was more about the Cassie situation, and they'll talk about a different topic. So let's go.
But what about her like having to relive all those moments like in front of her husband as well? It's not something that's going to be like she's happy with. I don't think that she's like, yeah, I want to do this while I'm pregnant with my husband sitting in here. I think that, I mean, as much as I like I said, I do hold her accountable for some of the things, but I still kind of feel like she's still having to go through or relive traumatic experiences that she had with him, especially. I mean, and I also do know that when you've been like abused for a certain period of time, you do get hypersexual. So you know, I can do agree that, yeah, she did some she has some whorish behavior.
Why?
But like,
why would
the
she keep
hypersexual
all of those videos?
Huh?
Why would she keep all? Like, why would she keep all of those videos?
Yeah, that's
unless
where
she knew deep down.
that's
You
where
know,
the
like, why would you
hypersexuality
keep
I'm
that?
talking about comes from, because most abused women, they do get very, very hypersexual, and it's something that we can never understand. I mean, even
But
the
look,
fact that
I went
she got
through.
like
I
she
went
got
through it for 6 years.
The craziest thing about all of this is that Cassie's morality is now being plastered, and we understand and we can label her, right? We understand and we can label her as something, right? But she didn't do any of these things alone. So therefore, his
She was
character is
the one
just as bad
calling.
as hers.
Yeah,
She was the one setting up the
pig.
So
conversation.
that's the point of her being there.
That's why he's on trial.
Can I
To
ask
see
you guys
if
a
this stuff
question?
that she's saying is true or not.
Can I ask
She's
you
on
like,
trial,
can I ask
and
the
she's
ladies
the
a
character
question?
key witness. Her
Can I ask all of you
testimony.
guys a question? Do you
What's up,
guys
girl?
think that all of this is unfurling about Cassie, and I'm finding out some stuff I didn't even know right now. But do you think that when she entered her relationship with Sean Combs at 2021, that she was always this way?
No.
What I'm saying is, and I'm getting to something here. So do you guys believe that maybe she was a little bit naive?
Green?
Yes. So you think so? I mean, so do you guys really think that at 21, 22, even probably have never experienced these things? I mean, like, you guys must really think she must have been whoring since she was like 15. I mean,
It doesn't matter, because when men are 21 or 18, even 17, and they do some dumb shit, let's say especially criminal, guess what? No judge says, oh, you're young, I'll give you another chance. If a man is 18 or even sometimes 17, sometimes even 16, and if he takes someone's life, no judge says, oh, I'll give you a pass, you didn't know what you were doing, you're young. No, you're gonna pay you're gonna pay the consequences for your actions. But for some reason, when women are younger, especially 18, 19, 20, 21, and they get into some shit, then they are too young to make their own decisions. But then the same age, they can be able to create an OnlyFans at 19 years old, join the porn industry, and then other women are like, oh, your body, your choice, you can do whatever you want. And then they turn back 10, 20 years later, and then they're like, oh no, she was young, she didn't know what she was doing. But she knew exactly what she was doing when she started the OnlyFans and making money.
no,
It's
I
not-
wouldn't say
it's
that.
not that.
Like, she's just barely of age.
She's of age.
Do you think she came in, and Anton, I would love to hear, do you think she came into the relationship wanting to do those things and like volunteering herself and saying, yeah. Do you think
Yeah,
at
because there's
her
money.
young age, that's what she wanted?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel
That's
like
a part
if
of
you
being-
watch the video
that-
of Me and You, sorry, if you watch the video of Me and You, she was already kind of sexual, I think. I don't know what went on in her life before that, but she was the video, the lyrics, and this was way before
I just don't think that you live
So-
enough years to have that kind of experience to even know these things. Like,
I mean, if that's the case, if we are claiming that people who are 21 are too young to make certain decisions, we should raise the age to 25, maybe even 30 for someone to be called an adult. That means that, you know, you can't vote until you're 25. You can't drive a car until you're 25. You can't drink until you're 25. You can't smoke until you're 25. You can't go into a club until you're 25. You can't create an OnlyFans account until you're 25. You know, all these things. Like, you can't rent a room on your own until you're 25. If we're going to claim people are 21 are too young to make sexual decisions on their own.
long enough.
That's a part of being naive. You
Hold on.
wanting to experience things.
do one mic.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I knew women that was getting trains ran on them in high school.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where y'all been at. I don't know where y'all what's going on.
Trains are different than drugs and
What?
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you.
How is that different? This woman, and this woman is 50, she just said trains, if you guys know what I mean. That women letting men run trains on them is different from drinking, doing drugs, and prostitution. How is that different? Those are all choices. Oh my God, this, I don't know. Pink Pill, I'm sorry, but that was one of the dumbest things I've ever heard a woman say.
It's not that
crazy out there.
I knew chicks that was getting trains ran on them in high school. I don't know what y'all talking about.
And what were those girls' backgrounds like? If you were to peek into,
It doesn't matter. We don't care.
Were they like loved and everything?
We
was
don't
great
care.
And they just are like.
I never listen. Let me tell you something. My homeboys never told me about whether or not they met their parents.
Oh, to Cassie, Cassie came from 2-parent household.
Yeah,
and
she
they were
did.
raised in Connecticut. I think she was very, very green. She said that Diddy taught her to suck dick. So I think she was very, very green.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, no, but that doesn't excuse her
Mhm.
choices for 11 years.
I'm
Yep.
And it doesn't mean that she.
What I'm saying is that there seems to be a progression of depravity, right?
Everybody is green until they not pink.
Yes, but what I'm saying is
Diddy
that
was the
like
one that taught her.
yeah. So what I'm saying
Everybody
is
is
that
green until they not.
yeah. Well, I don't know. I just don't think that you live enough years to have experience with, you know, having sex with prostitutes, having tons of parties, all kinds of drugs. Like when I was 20, 21, like I stopped playing with Barbies when I was 13. So you do the math there. It's like
Yeah, but 21 and 13 are different. I don't know what this woman is trying to say. 21 and 13 are different. All right? And you will be surprised what people can do for money. You will be surprised what adults can do for free money, for jets, for free parties, for free shopping sprees. You know, she's speaking like as if she was around a man of Diddy's kind of money. Most men, in fact, if you even put men who are 21 around a woman who has so much money and willing to spend it, most men are going at the age of 21. A woman who's willing to take a man on private jets, shopping sprees, get them expensive apartments, buy them cars, buy them whatever they want. Most men who are 21 are going. Like, what are we talking about? Why are we excusing adults for the decisions they made? Because this same woman, she would not excuse an 18-year-old boy for killing somebody. She would say he's an adult, he knew what he was doing, put him in jail for the rest of his life. So why are we picking and choosing what age, what type of adult age is appropriate? If that's the case, raise the adult age to 25 or 30. So no voting, no driving, no drinking, no clubs, right? No smoking until you're 25, so that we know that people only get to understand their choices as adults after 25.
I'm just having a hard time believing that somebody that young could be that sophisticated and that Diddy was not somehow, as being almost old enough to be her father,
So what? Even if he was old enough to be her father, she was not dumb and she was an adult, if we're going to be honest. And I'm having a hard time to believe that you actually can make that stupid argument as well.
Involvement in the influence of her. That's it.
Look, let me say this.
Hold on. How many times have you want to be in the music industry? You wasn't trying to be in the music industry either. How many times have we heard of these chicks? Come on, Pink, you can't be this naive.
No, I do, but I also have 4 children, so I'm coming at it from like maybe just a mom. Like I'm not just being so quick to be like that, because I also remember when I was 19 and how truly naive I was. Like the things that, you know, people could tell me that I would believe. I had both my parents.
So Anton, if somebody is a bad person,
so it was like,
I have a question. If somebody is a bad person, do they deserve a crime to happen to them?
No.
We're talking about Cassie's morals here. So if Cassie,
no,
you're
we're
deeming
talking
her
about the fact that she was busting it down for a real one. What you talking about?
That's you thinking she's a bad person. That's you thinking she's a whore. Does that
that means that you are listen.
Bad things happen to bad people.
No.
Bad things happen to bad people.
That means
all y'all telling me is all y'all telling me
we all deserve to go to jail.
At the end of the day, all y'all telling me is that y'all are part of the sisterhood.
That's
what it really comes down to.
So look, let me
Facts. When it's the woman in the hot seat, they're gonna say she was young, she was a baby, she didn't know what she was doing. But the same woman can do an OnlyFans and make money from men and do the private Snapchats, get money from men. But when it comes to consequences, oh, they were young, they didn't know what they're doing. So it's the sisterhood. But if it was a man in the same situation, they will know, oh, he's an adult. They will just say he's an adult. He knew what he was doing, sending to jail. Like it's the double standards, but it's the life we live in.
Let me address what
this is an adult accountability thing.
At the end of the day, what you're telling me is that when it comes to the actually really holding people accountable, we only hold women accountable based off of words. Bad girl. You're bad. Don't do that again. Don't have children out of wedlock. Don't do this. Don't do that. That's how we hold women accountable.
Yeah.
When it actually comes to, because see, equal means equal across the board. That's what feminism has given us. Feminism said that y'all wanted equal. You know what y'all advocate against, though? Equal when it comes to consequences. Then this is why you see women advocate for equal pay, equal rights, but at the same time, they'll advocate against updating family court laws. This is why you'll see women commit crimes, but on a regular basis, they'll never be charged in the same way that a man is. They'll never serve the same sentences. They'll never be prosecuted. They'll never ever let their feet touch the ground. We're always going to treat women with kid gloves, especially if they're pretty. Especially if they're pretty. Especially if they're pregnant, the sister code is going to save them. Well, you know what? But why? Well, wait. Did she have a father in her life? Anybody asked Diddy if he had a father in his life?
Exactly. Good point. They pick and choose, man. I know it's a double standard. I don't know if it will ever change, because I have a feeling the double standards have been here since time memorial. So it's like they will choose the equality, the type of equality they want. For example, they will say we want equality in terms of, pay, right? But when it comes to in terms of equality of men who are, let's say, driving trucks, men who are unloading trucks, men who are doing fishing, men who are doing construction, anything that's not in the office, they don't want that kind of equality in terms of employment. They want to pick and choose when they want the equality, but they want the same money. It's crazy out here.
Exactly. I'm not sure what. Okay, I'm not just ask Anton. Like, what do you expect?
Nobody cares about his upbringing. Nobody gives a fuck. Don't nobody care. If he had been touched when he was younger, that's cool. But nigga, you an adult now. Fix your motherfucking life. That's no excuse. But when it's a woman, oh my God.
I'm just wondering, when you say accountability, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want to happen? Like, what?
Can I just address what
Pink Pill was saying earlier, because I love the fact how she, she was saying when she was 19 and when she was 20. You got to understand, you came up in a completely different generation. You said you're Generation X, right?
Yeah.
She's Generation Z, right? Millennial, right? I'm a millennial. And I'm pretty sure there's a few other millennials. There may be a few other millennials on here. But the way we were coming out and the way we were brought up is completely different than the way you saw things. So trust me, it is not far-fetched for Cassie to be busting it down for a real one and a not so real
You know
one.
what I learned? You know what I learned tonight? You know what I learned tonight? All women, all of them are on the table. There is no woman that you cannot get. There is no morality code that she will not abide by, that she will abide by. Every woman has a price. That's what I learned tonight. Because they don't believe they don't believe I don't give a fuck.
You know, the reason I like to react to Anton Daniels videos is because every time he say, because it's rare for him to be the only guy on the panel, right? He usually has at least 2 other males on the panel, but he's the only one among a sea of the sisterhood, right? A sea of women, feminists at this point. But it's very interesting every time he says something they don't like, and right away you can hear all of them. Oh no! It's like he says something this small, and then it sets them off. It triggers them, and they're like, "Oh no!" But men, it's like all at the same time. I don't know if you guys catch on that.
Sweeping generalization.
I don't care about your protesting. I don't care about y'all fake getting upset. I know that every last woman on the face of this fucking earth has a price.
I think every man
as
as
well. Why they have a price is because they want the lifestyle, and it's always going to be a price that's attached to it. They willing to pay it, and they don't believe that they'll ever have to be held accountable for it. One of the reasons why you see some guys,
the deal with right and wrong.
One of the reasons why you see men, and they're willing to hold what, some men are willing to cross it and just take a chance. Other men is like, you know what, that's just too big of a price to pay. Because we know for a fact that if we get caught, it's over. It's over. There is no coming back. Ain't no plan B. You going to jail, or you going to die, or you going to get whatever. You're going to be held accountable. You're going to lose your job. You're going to lose your money. You're going to lose your income. You're going to lose everything. Women, inherently in the back of their mind, they know that they can recover from it. And so the price is always easier to justify. And you can get away with it. It's almost like, look, I'll give you an example. Through all of what she's been through, this bitch got another husband. Half of y'all can't even fucking find a husband. And she got a husband that's willing to sit up there on trial and listen about how she got ran through and how she got her mouth pissed in.
But that's not. I mean,
what women are saying online. You know what women are saying online? In mass. That's a good man, Savannah. Lord, bless that type of love to attack me. Instead of saying, "What the fuck is this bitch doing? Getting her mouth pissed in." She had to say, "You know what? I don't like the taste of pee."
You guys remember that when Diddy was dealing with that City Girls rapper chick? He just said the name, but I forget the name. But it's like, because Diddy had money, and she said she likes when a man pees in her mouth, women were celebrating, they were laughing, they're like, it's okay, he has the money, he can pay for it. So in other words, they would rather deal with a freaky guy who has the money to spend on them. But they will never do the same things, the same freaky things with a guy who doesn't spend money on them. In other words, they pick and choose what type of freaky things to do and which type of man. So if you have your woman and you're a freaky kind of man, but there's certain freaky things she's not doing for you, just know it's because of the money. Because if Lil Wayne, if Chris Brown or Drake flew them out, they're going to do all the freaky things. I'm just being honest.
But instead of us having
a lot of different things. You're complaining a lot of different things.
You want women to be held to the same standard as men.
Of why she like pee, We're having a conversation about the character witnesses that is coming up to establish whether or not Diddy is the culprit. No accountability whatsoever. I don't believe it. I believe that any woman that I want, I can get her now.
But being kinky is not
If
a
you have the
crime.
money.
You've given us the understanding to be careful of the type of women that we go after, but at the same time, understand that they all got a price.
Anton, you serve such contradictions, and it's so funny to me. Do you want women to be held to the same standard as men for the sake of equality? Would you like that?
I mean, women advocated for equality. So that's a damn question. As a woman, you asking that question. It's damn. Why? Because you're going to say you want to be equal to men. So clearly that means the same consequences. What are we talking about?
I don't give a fuck.
That's what it should be.
But this is your perspective. This is what you're
I don't
saying.
give a fuck no more because
You a whole stance about it.
You
So
can't
I'm asking
hold
a question. You can't answer the
hold.
question.
Listen. If God couldn't hold Eve accountable, what makes you think that y'all gonna listen to me?
This was about
Good
desire.
question.
Would you desire women
God
to
couldn't
be held to
convince
the
Eve
same? You're
to not
avoiding my
eat from the-
question.
No,
You're avoiding my
You didn't say that. God absolutely did hold Eve accountable.
God, Adam, Eve,
into the semantics,
God
guys.
couldn't
The
convince
question is,
Eve
do
to
you
shut
want
the
women
fuck
to be
up
held to the
for
same
5
standard as
seconds. You
men?
know what Eve did?
No, you don't. You
all it
always say
cost
you
it-
don't.
All it
But
cost-
now you're advocating for it.
All it costs
Now
was
you
a little
want it.
serpent,
But when
a
it's
little
about
serpent, and a
submission
little
and when it's
fruit.
about
A little
relationship, you
serpent,
don't
a
want
little
to share.
fruit, and she busted
But that's
down for a real one.
This is the thing.
If you believe,
Anton, you gotta stop contradicting yourself.
if
You have to
you
stop doing
believe,
that.
no. This has nothing to do with
always do
contradiction.
that.
This don't have nothing to do with contradiction. Listen, for all of the men that's with y'all, please tell them not to listen to this show no more.
Anton, you don't have to
Because-
advise our men. It doesn't
Tell them
matter.
don't listen to this show.
That doesn't matter.
Because
That
I'm
doesn't
gonna
matter.
speak to the guys and I'm gonna speak to all of the men that's watching this that got wives, that got girlfriends. That
You're
think
being
I
ridiculous.
think that they're innocent. Let me tell you, big dog, she'll go.
I bet you won't.
I bet you.
It is what it is, man. That's what I was saying. Like when the money aspect comes in, that's why I was saying for some of you guys who have wives, girlfriends, there are things they will never do with you because you don't take them to Cancun, because you don't got a private jet. But if Drake takes them out, best believe they will do anything Drake asks. Best believe they've been freaky for some guy, but not you. Ask yourself why. Maybe you don't have the money, man.
She will. That's your problem. You sitting there in the background trying to
I bet you won't.
Y'all have a
trying to
good
be a
night.
cheerleader. You sitting there in the background trying to be a cheerleader.
Oh, guys, did you see what happened? The lady here, and she was a good-looking lady in the middle with the afro. The husband took her off the panel because Anton was cooking.
God did. Get her off the fucking screen. Because let me tell you what really happened. Get her off the fucking
It was an accident. She gonna come right back.
No, there wasn't no accident.
No, she said bye. She said bye.
Let me tell you what really happened. He started to get uncomfortable because she started exposing herself as a chameleon. That's the truth. No.
That is a man's wife.
See, he was watching the chat. And he realized that the chameleon was starting to come out. I'm fucking up the money because she's a femininity coach. And she say that she hold women accountable. No. See, I'm going to say the real. She's a femininity coach. She said that she hold women accountable. But all of that shit started to come apart because when you let a woman talk for long enough and you let her actually tell what she really believes, when you let her tell what she really believes, that shit started to come up. Now the simp is gonna start to come. I bet you she won't. Nigga, if she wouldn't, then she wouldn't be here in the first place.
All right, okay. Annan is going off on a man's wife. Okay. I get it. It's getting crazy, but I'll let it there. If you guys want to complete the video, I'll put the link down there. Shout out to Anton, man. This was crazy. All right. Let's go to Kendra G, man. This woman has 3 kids with 3 men. She's in a relationship with a woman. No, she has a boyfriend, but now she wants a girlfriend at the same time. This is like, guys, when I tell you dating out here is crazy, I don't know if you guys understand. You guys comment down below your experiences, because thanks to social media, we now know how crazy it is dating out here. But I couldn't even believe this time. I couldn't believe. I watched a little bit of it, but I couldn't believe it. This is crazy.
Yeah. I'm not ready anyways. Okay.
Okay, you want to go?
Nah. I'm just doing it another time.
Okay. All right. Bye.
You never answered, so I didn't even think it was gonna be answered. But
I mean, it's your shot, but you have to pull over.
Okay, I'm gonna pull up.
Where you driving with a bonnet on your head?
I'm door dashing. Somebody just made me buy an umbrella or something. Okay, I'm gonna pull up right here. Oh my god, it's crazy. You never answered.
Well, I answered tonight. I guess tonight was your.
Why is she acting shy?
Well, thank you. Okay, all right.
What's your name, honey?
Lazaria.
Lazaria. Where you calling from, Lazaria?
Fort Worth, Texas.
Fort Worth, Texas. How old are you?
24.
24. What you do for a living? Are you a door dasher?
I do that to add to my kids' stash, but I'm unemployed. I mean, self-employed, and I do piercings, tattoos, stuff like that.
So piercings, tattoos, and you said kids. How many kids do you have?
I got 3, and I'm taking care of my niece, which is 13, so basically 4.
How old are your 3 kids that you gave birth to?
Okay, my oldest is 10, then my daughter, she's 7, and my son, youngest one, is 6.
Are they all by the same man?
Nope. But I don't talk to none of them.
How many men?
3.
Why don't you talk to any of them?
Damn. 3 kids by 3 men by the age of 24. 3 kids, 3 men by the age of 24. Whew, this is crazy. This is bad.
One died, and then the other 2 was just like I was being fast. I barely knew them, so I don't got no contact with them. I mean, they got contact with my son.
Stand.
How you pronounce your name again, sweetheart?
Lazaria.
Lazaria, Fort Worth, Texas, 24. What's your zodiac sign?
Aquarius.
Aquarius. So Lazaria, Fort Worth, Texas, 25, Aquarius, self-employed, does piercings, tattoos, DoorDash, mom to 3 kids, also taking care of your niece. Have you ever been married?
No.
Never married. And her kids are by 3 men. 1 passed away. We're sorry for your loss. And the other 2 she doesn't associate with. What kind of man are you looking for, Lazaria?
I'm actually looking for a female. I got a man.
3 kids, 3 men, age 24. She's got a man. She has a 4th man. She's dating, but she wants a woman. So it sounds like it's going to be a threesome. You know? Yo, I mean, you couldn't make this up. I don't know. I mean, this is a movie waiting to happen. So I don't know if this is her idea of, or the man's idea to add a woman to that relationship. But for me, this sounds like chaos already happening, and they're going to add to it's going to create more chaos. Because what could happen is the new girl may steal the man, especially if she doesn't have the kids and she's better looking. You know how men are. He would just move to the new girl.
I'm so confused. You have a boyfriend?
Yeah.
You looking for a girl to add into your relationship?
Just friends first, then we can see where that goes.
What kind of woman are you looking for, Lazaria?
Oh my God, I do not. I have friends for a reason. You got to be honest. I mean, like, you just gotta be real. No, I don't mess with nobody. I ain't found nobody real, so that's the main thing. True to yourself.
Okay, so you're bisexual.
Yeah.
She likes
Ooh,
girls.
child, so many twists and turns. What are your deal breakers?
Liars, people that don't have nothing going for themselves, no goals, you know.
Should she be in Fort Worth, Texas?
Um, just the surrounding cities, like not out of state.
Honestly, and she's not a bad looking woman. Now, obviously, these butterfly things on her eyes make her just look bad to me. And obviously the bonnet. I don't know where women still wear bonnets out of the house. And the butterfly things on the eye. But other than that, oh, she has a red flag right on her chest as well. But other than that, she seems like a nice, sweet young lady, but 3 kids by 3 men. Maybe that's why she wants to, well, she has a boyfriend too. So chances are she's going to have a 4th kid by a 4th guy. I can bet on that in the next 5 years, she's going to have 4 kids by at least 4 men.
Does your man know you're looking for a girl to add into your relationship?
Yes.
Yeah, I knew it was the guy's idea. I knew it.
He letting me do whatever. Like he's sitting back on that. So yeah, he does know though.
Okay. He's not any of your kids' dads?
No.
Okay. Should the woman look a certain way?
I really don't discriminate, but you know, I want somebody that's cute.
Now, is this the woman you're looking for yourself or for you and your man together?
Well, let's go start off with me, you know, and then we can see where it goes with him or whatever.
Would you ever allow her to sleep with your man by herself?
We would have to. It would have to be years into it. Like I would.
She knows. Because the girl may steal the man. She knows, they know. These girls who like girls, they know. They never let the man sleep with the girl, the new girl, alone. It's always like a threesome. Because they know the guy may go. As soon as he hits it and, you know, they're having fun, he's like, you know what? Why am I going to deal with a single mom when I can just deal with this one? So they know. And the girls who usually join the relationship usually also want to steal the man. So they will be as nice as possible just to try to sue the guy.
Have to actually be fucking with her for real.
Okay. Should she make a certain amount of money?
No, I don't think so.
Not really. No, just.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Usually when women are dating other women, they don't have the same money requirements the way they have for men. That's why women will go 50-50 in lesbian relationships all day long. They will split the bills. They will split the rent. You know, this one, they go to the movies. This one pays for the movie tickets. The other one buys the popcorn. They will do all those things. But as soon as they find a man, you're broke, you're dusty, you got to provide 100%. Oh, my God. So it's crazy. But that it is what it is.
Be able to take care of what you got going on.
Okay. Let's do the Kendra Cam. That's when you stand up and we see your full body.
Okay.
She looks cute, apart from the extra makeup and the butterfly eyelashes and the chest tattoos. Yeah.
You look small. Okay.
She looks good. She got a body. So I know some of you guys are going to be going. Now, I don't know if you want to deal, well, she said one of the baby daddies passed away. That means you have to deal with 3 men because she has 2 baby daddies and she has a boyfriend. So some of you guys who like this kind of toxic love triangle, she could be your kind of man. If you get the money, you probably may be able to buy out the current boyfriend, because I don't think any man who has money is going to go into such a situation, especially to be a stepdad. But shout out to her. She looks good without the extra makeup. Nice body, nice face, apart from the chest tattoos and butterfly eyelashes. But other than that, man, she needs to get herself together instead of trying to be in a relationship with a woman and a man at the same time when she already has 3 kids. What do you guys think about that? Shout out to Kendra, link down below. All right, next we got Lapeef, man. Let's get into it.
You remember we had this conversation the other day, and you know what you told me, Viz? I don't know if you was up here, but he told me that's just women expressing themselves. They're not aggressive or angry. That's just women expressing themselves.
Yeah,
and that's what we had to take it.
They want to go toe to toe with you. That was what he said.
I'm ready to knock her up. Ready to
knock her up.
That's just them expressing themselves. So you can't be mad at this young lady for the way she's talking, because that's just her expressing herself.
No, Hank, that's what I was saying. I was saying I apologize. You're right.
I'll tell you right now, the next time Bruiser hurts some chick feelings on here, I ain't saying shit.
Like that lady is.
The next time you hurt somebody's feelings.
Z, I don't know you, Z, but if you really think you came in here humble, like you say you love black men or whatever, if you think you came in here humble, fine, fair enough. Your mic was loud. You're in the same room with your sister. I promise you, the way you came in here right now, that was gun blazing. You didn't even introduce yourself. You didn't even say, hi, guys. You know, my name is Z. You know, I'm Cookie's sister. Nice to meet you guys. What's the top? You didn't do that. You just went straight toe-to-toe with Willie, and Willie was trying to give his perspective, and you interrupted the man. And then I came in because you start giving the same talking points women normally give. Now, granted, if you guys want to go out there and date white men, Spanish men, Mexican men, Italian men, we don't care. No different than how black women don't care, so-called black women, don't care if a black man date outside their race. We don't care. Guess what? Any man you date, you're going to have to submit to that man. White man included. And they got other women too.
I kind of disagree. It's not mandatory that every man women date, they submit to. Sometimes they like men to submit to them. And unfortunately, that's the current times we live in. Some women don't know what submission is. So no matter what man, some guys have to be willing to submit to their woman. Otherwise, the relationship would never work. And reason being, because some women don't know how to submit. Some women don't want to submit. It's the same way some guys don't want to provide. So any woman who deals with that kind of man needs to know she may have to go 50-50 or she may have to provide. So I disagree that every relationship women get in, they submit. I completely disagree.
There's a certain group of black men that they don't want to date outside their race. And let's not act like that's not a thing. They don't want the black men they actually want. When they date outside their race, it's a problem. When the ones they don't want date outside their race, it's not. But we have the same thing for black women. There's a certain group of black women that if they date outside their race, I assure you, no one is going to be upset about.
Listen, I don't care if they date outside their race. They can date outside their race. All I'm trying to tell these women is, if they date a white man, Spanish man, Mexican man, it doesn't matter. Any man you date, you have to submit to that man.
No.
And he gonna have other women too.
I agree 152% about the submission part of it. What I don't agree with is that he gonna have somebody else. See, that's them same flawed ass statistics. That
They all got every man, listen.
Now,
Z, let me tell you something. Every man got other women.
I don't owe you nothing, and I was met with disrespect. I came in, this motherfucker was directly addressing my sister. So let's get that understood. That's why I had anything to say in the first place. He was talking about, 0.02% of this and 0.02% of that. Like he was trying to low-key trying to slide a goddamn sneak this in. And yeah, I addressed that shit respectfully because he said that his tone was not disrespectful, and I wagered him that it was. And that's where it started at, because I started giving him stats on the breakdown of verbal and nonverbal cues and communication in itself, and how only 7% is the words that you say, and the rest is your tone, voice inflection, body language, facial expressions, all of those things. So that's where things went left. And that's where y'all feel disrespected, because I was correcting the on how he was addressing me at first and my sister. So in understanding that, there was a little bit of a back and forth. So with that being said, y'all felt disrespected after I felt disrespected, and I'm going to stand on that. And I understand how to defer to a man. I want a man to lead me, but he got to be a fucking man and not think that my energy is automatically aggressive just because I'm loud. Listen to what the I'm saying. I came in, hey y'all, how y'all doing? That was a little low. Yeah, I said it, but it was joking, and I thought it was very lighthearted and funny voiced, but I guess not.
You're being loud right now, mama. You're being loud right now. I don't know if you can hear yourself, but you're being loud. And like I said in the beginning, some guys don't mind this kind of women. Some of you guys are watching me. This is your type of woman, the one who's aggressive and loud and, wants to submit when she wants to submit. That's your type of woman. But majority of guys, especially guys who have options, are not going for this. Now, some guys go for it, and then those are the kind of men who get off work, drive back home, stay in the car for the next 2 hours because they are scared as soon as they get into the house, she's going to start off where she stopped, arguing and going back and forth.
You know what I'm saying? But in the end, it doesn't matter because the conversation got deep when I corrected him on his communication and told him it sounded disrespectful when he didn't think he was being disrespectful. So now I'm being disrespectful.
Well, Z,
so
you
I
can't
get that.
correct him
You
on
know,
that.
rolls downhill. But at the end of the day, because of
There
how
go,
I
bro.
interact with you, there's nothing any of you can say to me to make me think or feel like the way that I interact with men on a regular basis is something that's negative to my life and is a reason for anything in my life. Because at the end of the day, I control my life. Manifestation is physical. I'm a skillful person. I take great care of myself and I take great care of my people. So whoever interacts with me on a personal level, know how 100 and real I am. Go see the page, understand who know me and respect me, and then let's talk.
Z, question.
See how this one is clapping for her. What is there to clap for? Being loud and aggressive? Like, is that an achievement that you need to clap for her? Is that what you are teaching the young black girls? That when you're having a discussion, you can raise your voice and be aggressive, and it's an achievement to clap about?
The question is that JR is presenting to us is, are black men scared of the media that holds them accountable? That's the question on the floor. Are black men scared of the media that holds them accountable?
I think so. I think black men are scared of the media when it holds them accountable because it highlights something with something. It highlights when they fail somewhere and then puts it in front of a lot of people that they want to respect them as peers. So I think a lot of guys don't like to be held accountable by media. For example, when Shannon Sharp came out that Shannon Sharp was messed with that young white girl, he didn't like that. Like he was definitely not happy about it because of how it made him look. So I think that anybody, what black men specifically, we have so much pressure on us to perform and to be a certain way that when media or these outlets highlight us, our behaviors that is less than, I think that of course they're going to be scared of that because a lot of people don't like to be held accountable anyway. But it's not just like a black women thing. Black men don't like to be held accountable either, especially when they're going to be put on Front Street.
I would say yes. Also, but I think to the last brother's point, I think no one likes accountability. So I think even as a black man, if the media says something that triggers them, they're going to respond in how they respond. But I would say this: the difference between a man's criticism and his response to that is a little bit different than the women. See, as a man, we can take accountability. Like just a second ago, Hank made a point last week, and I agree with him. And then deep down, I still think that I still do like the strength of a black woman. But Hank made a good point, and I was able to concede today. I said, Hank, you were right. I was wrong, and I'm able to make amends. Women, you can show them the evidence. You can replay the video. You can show them that this is how they acted, and they're not gonna take it, brother. I promise you.
Yeah, they can never take accountability because they want you to accept them the way they are. But for you as the man, you better change. You better say you're sorry. You better make up for it. But when they do wrong or they get out of line, you can't check them. You can't hold them accountable. And you have to understand that, they're having a bad day. You shouldn't judge. So men are like, I don't know, man. Is it a good deal to deal with that? No, like I said, some of you guys want to deal with that, but men are waking up and like, so for guys who really value peace, that's not a good deal. What do you guys think about that? All right. So shout out to Lapif. I'll put the link down below. And guys, give me 1 second. Let me adjust my camera real quick. Give me 1 second. Almost done. No.
That's all I'm saying.
All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to adjust my camera. All right, let's get into this. Continue where we left off. We're gonna go through this Lapiv, where we had a back and forth from Ali and this lady. All right. Hold on. All right. Let's go.
Men more loyal to ideology than to people.
I mean, my mindset keeps changing in regards to this, but it work in principle is to be a better human being. It helps with morality and to be a productive man, but it doesn't work with securing power and with most women. It does help control men, but it does more in controlling men than liberating men. So I think Ms. Taken said it. It's more of a brainwashing to men to control them than it actually does to liberate men.
All right. One of the other questions was, are black men scared of media that holds them accountable?
No. Black men, most brothers that we come across, just push out the minority of men who don't want to grow. Most brothers like accountability. Most brothers like being logical. Most brothers like becoming a better man and being productive. They want to be the provider of their households. Like most of us who ever been in love before, if the woman actually loves and cooperates with you, you quadruple what she's doing. It's our job to outserve y'all. And it's your job just to reciprocate. But men love serving, men love being accountable, men love order. If you're looking at the nature of disorder, it's a different person that does that part. But for the most part, no, men don't like their reputation being ruined and destroyed. When the other side of society lives in hypocrisy, whether you think talking about women, whether you talking about the LGBT community, whether you talking about politics, for the most part, men just don't like when their reputation is destroyed. When they doing the same thing that our sisters do. For instance, that sister, the Snow Bunny, you can sell Ussy, but you just can't buy it. You're a predator if you buy it. So if sisters support women twerking and showing their behinds and selling it, and they it's their right to do it, then how can you call a man a predator if he's buying it or when it doesn't work a sister's way? So we keep weaponizing what women do, and women set the gatekeepers for all these things that we do, because if hoes didn't exist, man can't be entertaining hoes, but then they make friends with hoes. So they're very contradicting in their behaviors. They want men to be righteous men, but when men are righteous, it's hard to find a woman. But when you become a savage, you get all the women in the world. It's very, very ironic, because the more you do for a woman, the more she treats you like a sucker. The least you do for a woman, the more she'll respect you. And I don't understand why women work that way. And I guess you would call that red pill. It's just saying the truth.
Yeah, it's tough because for every for every bad boy, he one time used to be a nice guy, and the whole nice guys finished last comes from somewhere. Comes from the guys who have bought flowers on the first date, the guys who have been used for free dinner dates, and then she goes back to her baby daddy. You know, the guys who have been stepfathers, and then he finds out she's actually still sleeping with her baby daddy. For the guys who have done all the the things we see in movies, the Disney fantasy fairy tale BS, guys have done those things, and then they get wrecked, and then they're like, you know what? And then they look at the pookies, the rares, the bad boys who are being rewarded. The guys who they don't make weight for 10 months, 10 dates. So guys are like, you know what? Maybe I should try to be a bad boy as well, because clearly being a good guy doesn't take you anywhere. Oh, you finish last.
All right. Why is it called pandering when we uplift Black women?
It's not called pandering when we uplift Black women. It's called pandering when we uplift the wrong women, when we uplift the women who aren't deserving of the respect and of a ring. Just because you put a ring on a woman's finger don't make her a wife. So there's a lot of women who come up here and make their husbands look horrible. They make their family look horrible when they come up here and the way they conduct themselves. Most of the sisters that's ever been on the PEEF panel, been on all our different panels that know how to conduct themselves, that are respectful, whether they single or married. Most brothers respect them. It's the sisters who don't honor men, who don't honor unions, who don't honor families, and who act disorderly and combative when we're speaking that men don't support. And they will call it pandering if you try to support those men, because a lot of those men who talk bad about men is just so they can look good to women. Majority of men, just to keep it real, that talk like that, typically men who can't get women. So it's the only way a lot of those men can get validated and get attention from women. But when a man can get women, he ain't got to lie to her.
Yeah, true. Like the likes of Derek Jackson and all these other men. In fact, I think men who pander, it's not even that they can't get women. It's just that you guys know that whole saying that if you lie, women buy. So I believe men who make these videos saying, oh, women are queens, they should be provided for, don't hold them accountable, marry single moms and things like that. You can see that they go viral and it makes them money. So I believe they do it because they know it makes them money. They don't do it because they actually believe in it. That's why the likes of Derek Jackson were out here pandering to women, and he still does it to this day. Even after he was exposed for cheating on his wife with multiple women, he still does it this day. He still gets millions of views, and he still makes money. Women still follow him to this day, even if they found out he was lying. So in other words, if you want to make money, you're gonna have to lie to women. They will support you.
Is the gender war holding the Black community back?
It's yeah. So there is an agenda war. Black men are trying to cooperate with this. Women, most women are trying to compete with their men. And then when the men call out the numbers, for instance, we out earn our BLK women. Women will go, why are you comparing yourself to women? Y'all started this. You're trying to outcompete the men when the men are trying to cooperate with the sisters. So there's not a gender war, because honestly, in the next 30, 40 years, I think it's going to be the point of no return, because it's too much destruction that's been done. A lot of our women have been compromised, and the woman is the core. The woman is the love. The woman is what everybody's supposed to be living for. And when the sisters are living for themselves, it compromises the men and the women. No matter how much the brothers want to be leaders, and no matter how much men love women, it seems like again, it's more weaponized against the man when he loves a woman than when he doesn't give a damn about her. She'll be the throat goat. She'll twerk for you. She'll put it on you. But as soon as you start loving her, and as soon as you start caring about her, that's when the games begin and obstacle course starts, to the point that you end up at the end of the relationship.
Does money equal leadership in relationships?
No, not at all. Matter of fact, so brothers stop being suckers, and there's a lot of brothers keep telling brothers to make sure you do 100% before you get with a woman, and tell women that silly garbage as well too. If a sister doesn't financially invest with you at your bottom when you're starting to build, if she's not pouring into her family, she's not pouring to you and her kids, you don't give her a dime at all. But if she invests with you and she builds with you and she helps you get to a position where you can take care of the family, be the sole provider, she has every right to get your loyalty. But if she ain't done nothing at all to invest in the man at all, to build a man, she has no right to tell that man what he's supposed to be doing. And she has no right to ask for $1, because most women don't bring nothing to the table.
Facts. Oh my God. Ali is cooking. And you can see they are dying to speak. Look at this one. She's dying to speak. Look at this one. She's laughing in her palm because she's dying. She can't believe a man is saying something factual. But I totally agree with him on that point. Like, because as men, isn't it funny how men are taught that they're supposed to be providers and protectors? Like, for every woman who says men are supposed to be providers and protectors, most of them don't say what women are supposed to do in return. On the other side of the coin, they have the saying, a real man provides, a real man protects, but they never complete the sentence of what a real woman does. They speak about what a real man can do or should do, but they never talk about what a real woman does. They just say, I'm the table, I'm the prize, do this, do ABCD for me. In fact, I believe all men want to provide and protect. But men are just starting to ask the question, why should I? What do I gain in return? But as soon as men ask that question, most women get pissed off. It's like, how dare you ask what you get in return? How dare you ask for reciprocation? How dare you ask, what I should give you before you invest in me? Just invest in me for the sake of it. And men are saying, no, I just want to know that before I invest in you, it's worthy. It's worth it. Like, you're worthy of my investment. And women don't like the fact that men are asking that question.
I don't know who bro is, but he cooking.
He cooking for sure.
Go ahead, Cookie.
Ali, where you been? To a monk?
I'm still out here. We still grinding. We got shows on Thursdays.
Like, you grew a beard and became God.
I always had a beard. When did I not have a beard? I always had a beard.
It was just a little like light skin, close shave beard though. Come on.
Oh, my woman asked me to grow my beard.
Hey, I knew it. I knew it.
Woman asked me. She told me to grow it. She said grow it some more. So I do.
Yes,
we do listen to women when they deserve to be listened to.
That's what happened. My sister knows who you are, right? And I was like, man, Ali, he got so much potential.
I said he got a woman, girl. He got a woman he loving on somewhere.
Oh yeah, we love women. It's our nature.
As you should, and we love y'all once again, because that's where my first standpoint was. I came on here to tell y'all, no matter what y'all do, what y'all say, I love y'all anyway. So whatever, throw your temper tantrum.
You might love us. You might love it, but collective of women don't even stay loyal to one man. Y'all use dating to be disloyal. You use it as a way to not stay with a man. So y'all don't love. Most women don't love us. You don't even love your kids to be.
Hey, one of y'all got a loyal speaker.
That's crazy because I don't know where y'all meet these people at. Like, I sit here and listen to Cookie on these panels week after week, and y'all talk about these black women that don't love their families, don't love their kids, don't respect their man. Like, I really want to know where y'all are from and where y'all live, because around my way, we Southern Bells over here. We like, we gonna make your plate for you. We gonna rub your shoulders when you get out. I'll take your boots off, baby. You feel what I'm saying?
So then, I hate when women do that. Like, it's so disingenuous, right? Every black woman you talk to claims, I don't want to say every, but most black women you talk to, they claim her and her friends respect men, they submit to men, they do what men tell them, they love their kids, they love their baby daddies, they want marriage. For some reason, themselves and the friends are the minority, and they don't know. They act so, like out of touch with reality. They act like the women men talk about don't exist. It's like, go to the shade room and look through. For example, if you guys know DDG, his baby mama just took him to child support, to family court, so that he cannot see his son. That's an example right there. Go to the comment section and see how women are agreeing with the baby mama to take the kid away from the father. If you're asking, oh, where are those women? I hate when women act like women are not out here putting men through the ringers. Men are in family courts trying to fight to see their own kids. Go to family court right now. Go to child support court right now. You will see how men are trying to fight for custody, but they can't get the custody. Stop acting like women are not out here doing those things and acting because you and your 2.5 friends don't do those things, that it doesn't exist.
How come you guys are not married? How come you guys are not married then?
You got brothers?
Because I got with people that I was investing with while they were broke, and they fucked over me, like I told y'all earlier. But y'all thought I was being aggressive to y'all. So after 4 relationships and 23 years of investing in a broke nigga, that's why we came to the conclusion we came to earlier.
So she's claiming she stayed with a man for 23 years and she's claiming he's a broke nigga. Just by that statement alone, she just proved Ali's point about what he was talking about. So you're telling me he was broke in year 1, year 2, and 2 decades later, 23 years later, you're calling him a broke nigga? Why didn't you realize he was broke in the first year and you didn't want to deal with a broke nigga? Oh, let me guess. It's after every end of relationship that he's a broke, he was dusty, he's a deadbeat. So it took you 20 years to realize he was a broke nigga. Damn.
So, I have been the one that invested in the mud, from the mud. I was loyal to the soil. I didn't take the bait from people that I knew were verified millionaires and BB billionaires to stay loyal to my man. And in the ending, he decided that he wanted to get fly with the situation when whatever, I don't know, because it felt like really was resentment the whole time. Like he resented me for being able to do things for him he couldn't do for himself. And wanted to try to play me like I was trying to manipulate him with my money when I was just trying to invest in his dreams, because that's our dream and it's supposed to be for our family. But he didn't see it that way. As a matter of fact, 3 of them didn't see it that way. The 4th one, we had a different situation happen. But regardless of that, I really put my stake in, and I tried to do the textbook down ass B-word thing. Be a wife, be a woman to somebody that had not given me a ring, had not committed to me, and understanding that these were men that were in their early 20s, you know what I'm saying, even early 30s. So I'm taking the young man's stupidity to that account. I'm not closed off to anything, but I'm just saying from my perspective of it, I've done that. So, and most of the women that I know are down to do that and have done that. So I want to know where y'all getting these women that aren't willing to put into their own family.
I got a question.
You are that kind of woman, because you just said literally you are abusing the man you stayed with for 23 years. He was good enough to stay with 23 years, but now you're saying after 23 years he's a broke and dusty nigger. You're the kind of woman we are talking about.
Straight like that. You could tame dinosaurs, you could tame Z. Won't you go and put your beard in, big brother? Right on?
Nah, I'm good, brother. I'm good. I told you you right already, brother. I said you good. You right. Like, I'm good. I was wrong, brother.
Z, I got a question. So what could you have done better in your past relationships?
You think me?
Yeah, what could you have done better?
I think use my discernment and understand that people are in the situation they're in their life because of themselves. And I'm not the Most High, and I'm not great enough to sway anybody's path. They have to want to do that themselves. And also I should have taken some of my time back and left sooner when I felt like this was a dead end. So not wasting my time, choosing somebody that had a little bit more foundation and establishment, where I knew they had some skin in the game and that they would care for my stuff as it was theirs, and have some semblance of responsibility and accountability to themselves, and just the want to actually accomplish the goals that they say that they want to accomplish. Because again, we were talking about earlier, how people get caught up in the ideology of it, but manifestation is physical. You have to have the skills and the aptitude to make your dreams come true. So I didn't take those things into account as well. So when you're trying to invest in somebody to do something, you need to be able to make sure that they're able to do it first, but then secondly, understand the type of person they are, their mentality, and where they're trying to go, because their goal line may not be yours. And we need to make sure we have the same one if we're going to be in a relationship together.
So what I
Wait,
hear,
can
I
I
want to
follow
repeat back
up
what I
on?
heard.
Oh, sorry.
I want to repeat back what I heard, so I make sure I heard you correctly. So what I've gathered is, if you felt like you just were a bit wiser, or maybe took your time a little bit more when choosing those men, that would have yielded better results if you just would have chosen better men, and if that's what you're saying.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. I didn't use my discernment. That's why I keep coming back to this word, because that's something that in my life, I know that I have not utilized. You know, philanthropy and love shouldn't be in the same relationship. I should have a loving relationship with a man that will provide for me what I want him to provide for me, and I provide for him what he wants me to provide for him, and then take care of people that can't take care of themselves in the foundation.
Gotcha.
I tried to combine philanthropy and love. Like, oh, I don't care that he doesn't have money. I don't care where he's from. I have plenty of resources. I have plenty finances. I can do this for both of us until he gets up to speed and wants to and can run along with me till we can be equally yoked. But that's not how the yoking works, because again, he was financially in the position he was in because of his mentality and the way he thought. But that's not something that I took account of. So I'm trying to move a mountain when that's not an ability that I have. And I drained a lot into trying to make changes where changes have to come from within. So again, you know, just thinking that I had more power of persuasion and ability than I had over somebody else in the course of their life.
Okay, because
So she said a lot, right? You know, because the brother was asking her what she could have done better in the relationship. And we've seen so many of these things happening in these situations where a man and woman break up, but the woman only tells her side of the story, because men usually don't come up to say what went wrong. But she'd always painted like as if the man was the only wrong person in the relationship and she was perfect. Because I think that's what he was trying to ask. But all she did was she could have chosen better. Clearly was something good about that man because you stayed with him for 23 years. But if you cannot even say what you did wrong or what you could have done better in terms of the whole relationship, nothing that is just about you, that tells me you're a red flag.
All right, so because I think that you're taking accountability for the people who you've chosen to lay down with, right? But my question is more so specific to you outside of the other person. What is some things that you could have done better while dealing with those people?
Exactly. That's a good
So
question.
if you're like hinting that what did I do to them to make them not want to be with me and marry me, I left them. They did want to be with me, but I was tired of waiting for them to catch up. So that's the first.
No, he's asking throughout the relationship. There's some things he did good, there's some things he did bad. There's some things you did good, there's some things you did bad. He's asking what were some of your weaknesses in the relationship. But again, she's avoiding the question because to her, she's a perfect woman.
First thing. So going back to your question, and that I think I've answered, but I could say this then, I would hold back more money and do savings for myself. So I'm not coming out of the relationship like the man, leaving him with everything we built together and starting over. I would have taken advice from my loved ones. I would have listened to my sisters when they told me that motherfucker ain't shit and he don't mean you nothing. If he's not motivated to go out there and get it for you and y'all's family, you can't go get it for him. I would have listened to that and saved myself a lot of time and money and effort. And reputation in the street, because when you have well-respected connections and you out here with this lose-ass and you keep asking them for favors for him, that messes with your relationships. My favors are for me, not for somebody else. So I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have put myself out there with my relationships more for these other people. Do you want me to keep going on what I would not have done for this man, or do we just want to do you get your point?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, she needs therapy. Because for every relationship, no one is perfect. But she can't even mention one thing, just one thing. Maybe I used to curse him out, or maybe I used to talk down on him, or maybe I didn't communicate very well, or maybe I don't know, whatever you used to do, that's something he didn't like. But she has made sure she make herself look like the victim, make herself look like the perfect one in the relationship, and he was wrong the entire relationship. So if he was so wrong, how come you managed to stay for 23 years?
I guess
Because I was waiting on people hand and foot this fool in the living room playing video games. I'm in the back doing his homework. He called me from the back to go get him something to drink out the kitchen. He's sitting right next to it, and I do it. So obedient, submissive, putting in all of that at the same time. Plus, I'm beautiful. I'm fine as my body is real. I'm clean as hell. My body count is low. I'm like A1 to the day one. Okay. Resentment is real. Niggas get jealous because y'all want to be the provider. And when the woman is doing something for you, you can't do for yourself. It's a problem. And you want to pick a fight. You're always mad. And that's just what it is. Gotcha. I think I know everything. So I'm this. I think I'm that.
I'm just trying to learn you. That's all. So that's why I'm asking these questions. I'm trying to learn you. It's very possible. I get it.
Because I got berated. The better. It's funny because it's what I'm sorry. Somebody said that earlier. It's like the better you treat them, the more they treat you like a sucker. I lived through that. Yeah. 3 times.
It's very possible that you were the perfect woman for all 4 of those men, right? Very possible. I'm just asking questions to try and gauge it. So, for example,
no, absolutely. We're talking. I'm answering them. I'm just giving you my perspective on it. Like I was literally the sucker.
Yeah. For example, when you were with those men, you said you like were waiting on them hand and foot and stuff like that. When it comes to like, if you were with that man and did you obey those men? Like if they like told you to do something, like, hey, like. Let's say they told you to be quiet. Would you have?
Yeah. But what I'm saying is like you did.
There is no way this woman, no one can convince me that this woman can obey a man when the man tells her to shut up. A man tells her to be quiet. There is no way.
Did you not hear me where I was completing somebody else's degree plan homework while he's playing video games and he called me from the back room doing homework to get him water and I did it? Is that not obeying somebody?
Oh, okay, hold on. What was good about him?
Well, what I saw that they could be. Somebody that was ambitious and well respected amongst their peers. Athletically inclined, somebody I felt like I could mate with that would be a thoroughbred. They were smart, they were intelligent. But they just pretty much didn't come from the same place I came from. I grew up across the lake from the president. You know what I'm saying? Like we were very, very well connected and respected people. So in understanding that they were from places that didn't have the same textbooks as me and didn't have the same kinds of upbringing and grow up in the same environments, I had to understand that. Oh,
did you guys catch what just happened? He asked the woman, Ali asked this woman, tell me one good thing that was good about your man. She said ambitious, and she went on to say things good about herself. So for me, she's very entitled. She's very self-centered. All she knows is herself. She's perfect. She's a queen. She just called herself a 10 not too long ago. That she has a beautiful body. That she has ABCD. She has all the money. Like, yeah, no.
Okay, well, these things he doesn't understand now, but maybe he can grow into it through life experience because we all have to get older, grow and go through life. So maybe I can show him some of these things through being with me and him having to, by default, be in these places and spaces. Yeah, so it was always something that I felt like was what could be built upon.
Right. You say what a lot of women say. It's a lot of men you get with a man you want to change and you're hoping that he becomes what you want him to be. You said I saw what they could be. So you like what you saw. So how is that how does the man, if the man was already problematic, because I don't know the whole story. All I know is how you saying how bad they are, but it seems like you already knew how bad they were. Like you're talking about how bad all these men are. And then when I asked you,
Ali, did you understand I was answering the question of what I would have done differently?
Let me land it.
But the problem was?
Let me land it real quick. It's like me trying to turn a blatant 304 into a housewife. I see her to what she can be. She look good. She thick. She's smart.
I don't even know who that is.
Can I finish?
Yeah, I understand, but I just
No,
don't
I'm
know who
giving you
you're
an example.
referencing.
If I came on a panel and told the brothers, man, I saw the sister, boy, she was thick, she was fine, she had all the right aesthetics, she was smart, she's manipulative, if she's extremely smart, I know she's probably manipulative. But then you saw what the person could be, and I tell the brothers, man, I think she could be a wife. Like she is a 304 right now. She's not the cooperative woman, but I think she could be a wife. You just said that these guys were athletic. They had a certain thing that you liked about them. You saw what they could be. But then when you talk to us about them, you say all these guys were horrible. So you knew they was
I
horrible.
didn't say they were horrible. I said that they didn't work well with.
No, you said they were horrible. You said the worst things about those guys. When he asked you to say something good about them, you just said ambitious, and you went on to talk about how good you were to them and what you did for them and where you come from and how beautiful you are. All you did when this man was asking you what you did wrong, you painted it like you were the perfect person, you were the victim, and they were the bad guys. All the 4 guys you dated were bad guys, and you're the perfect girlfriend. That's all you did.
With me, and I got tired of it.
You said they were losers. You called all of them losers.
Mm-hmm.
I never said the word loser.
You did say loser.
But I mean, you can. I guess you can sum it up to that. Okay. I can agree with that, but I never said that. But
what I'm saying is that if you met them, then they weren't good men. We don't tell. We don't.
Well, like I said, the problem was I didn't use my discernment and take into account that their condition in their life was because of their mentality.
Yeah, but why did it take you 23 years to realize they're not good men? And now you're on the internet saying how horrible they were.
That's what I would have done differently. I would have surveyed them and looked at why are they living the way they're living? Why are they broke? Why are they still having these conditions in their lives? That's what I did not do. That was the mistake, baby. And that's why I'm not married to any of them, because I'm not going to just get married just because.
You did it 4 times. You look, how many times did it? So if I date a 304, I'll figure it out by the first time, right? How long would it take somebody to meet somebody who?
Well, they come in different shapes and forms. Maybe you didn't know she was a hoe before.
No,
you didn't meet her doing hoe shit.
If you say they was intelligent, that would mean you were intelligent to identify that they were intelligent, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how didn't you have discernment? If you said they were intelligent, you have to be able to identify that you had to be intelligent.
I said I did not, Ali. They asked me what I would have changed in these relationships, what I would have done differently. I did not use my discernment, baby.
And you see what you're doing with me right now? And you told the brother right here, you were probably cooperative, you were probably loyal, you probably submissive, but you talking.
You trying to put yourself on the level to the man that's
no, I'm not, ma'am.
Dick between my booty cheeks that night, honey. You are way far away from that.
Are you high value woman?
I'm told I am.
Are you?
I believe I am. Yes.
So do high value women interrupt men while they talking?
That depends.
On what? When you want to, right?
What the path is you're taking, sweetheart. You were talking to me about something that was irrelevant to the conversation. It's turn around, don't drown.
No. It was relevant to the conversation. You just don't like the fact that he was putting you in the corner, asking you questions you have no answers to. How are you going to claim that you realize these guys were ancient, dusty, broke losers after 23 years? That means you are not intelligent yourself. If you could not tell from one guy, but you did it 4 times, you dated 4 different men, and you couldn't realize after the second guy on how to pick men.
Ma'am,
you were talking to me about how I didn't use my discernment when that's exactly what I was talking about and telling you. We're agreeing. So you're beating a dead horse. I'm wondering where your message is. That's all I'm saying. You might have been wasting your energy. We might be saving some time.
The more you talk, the more you telling people what happened with those 4 relationships is what I'm telling you. The more you continue to go, you tell everybody what happened with the 4
questions. I was answering. What's your name, baby? Real dope daddy. He asked me specific questions.
Ma'am, listen. The intelligent brothers listen to what you're not saying to see what kind of woman you are. And everything when you say you high value, you are A1 grade woman. You're not demonstrating that right now on the panel, sister. But the way you conduct yourself.
Okay, well, your opinion means little to me, Ali.
Well,
I have to tell you that. I don't care what you think.
Ask the brothers if that's A1 quality of a woman.
I don't care what any of them think. Y'all don't know me.
That's another. You say you don't care. So that's
and wholeheartedly right now, from the bottom of my soul,
you don't care.
I don't give a fig Newton feel fuck, my brother. I don't.
And that's what you thought about.
You don't know me. And you're trying to tell me about my life and doom me to hell because of 15 seconds of an interaction.
Yes.
But that's the use of these panels, so people can share their stories, their mindsets, and what they think, their opinions, so that people can find a middle ground. So if you don't care, you wouldn't be on a panel. Like, you want men to speak up, because when men had these panels by themselves, you said they should invite women, or women should be on the table to listen to men. You said, oh, men only speak about themselves. They don't want to open up. Now, when men open up, you scream, you don't care. Like, men are literally telling you, you know, you're loud, you're aggressive, and then you're like, oh, I don't care. And then you complain about how men ain't shit, how you don't know how to pick men, how men used you, how you are picking losers. But the gentleman is really trying to help you, show you where you might have gone wrong. But like I told you guys, to her, she thinks she's perfect. That's why she doesn't care to listen to what a man's perspective is.
This is smart man.
And to that, I'll tell you to suck my unladylike then.
Oh my God.
There you go, baby. No,
Oh
there
my
you
Yeah,
go.
God.
slop on my knob, like corn on the cob. Check and with me, and do your job.
This is what happens.
You know what I'm
This,
saying?
this woman
They
is
don't
ghetto.
Get it slobbing. Get your neck loose, cause you chicken necking right now.
That's A1. That's A1.
Yeah.
Z, what I,
Yo,
To the
she's ghetto.
motherfuckers who deserve it.
Z,
Disrespect me and you get disrespected. Again,
He didn't disrespect you. He was simply having a conversation with you, but you're triggered and your true colors are coming out. So that tells me all the boyfriends that you're complaining about, that they ain't shit, that they are broken, dusty, they are losers, that tells me that's who you were in real life. That means you were not easy to deal with.
stand on that hill, and I'ma down that motherfucker too with my hollow points in my 9.
Z,
I rest the case, Your Honor.
I was going to
Say
ask you
less.
earlier. I was going to ask you earlier, Z, like the vibrato that you speak with on this panel. What did you ever talk to your men that way?
Yeah.
Right?
She about to say no. You want to say no? She can't say no no more. Because you got her the first time when she was like, yes,
We
I
already
do.
know
No, I didn't dodge
Why we
nothing.
doing it? We know the answers
I
already.
have look. I'm gonna be
You know what
Zion
it
and
is.
T.D. Jackson
And that's why you-
152% of the time,
and that's the why you get wrong.
365 days of the year. I speak in the cadence when I'm trying to make you understand something. I am a coach. Listen to me, follow along with my words. That's gonna happen. It's gonna
coach.
articulate and you will understand. Now, how
Who's the
you feel
coach?
me is on you. But you will feel me and you will hear me and you will understand.
Aggressive.
So understand that. And I don't care about it. Again,
That's the strong, independent black woman right there, aggressive and ooh, oh my God. Like, who wants to deal with this? I don't know how her boyfriends dealt with it. Though, to be fair, some of you guys, this is your kind of woman. Some of you guys like toxicity. Some of you guys like strong, aggressive kind of women. So I'll play devil's advocate for her. It may not be her fault. It may be the fault of the guy she has dealt with. Because if she has dealt with 4 guys and this is how she is, that tells me those guys were being okay with it. They put up with it, and she thinks that's the way to talk to men.
like I said, I got tired. All 3 of them niggas want me back after they done continue to build the fucking empires that I started for them. So in the ending, it wasn't all that bad. Just because I get a little sassy when I'm upset, just like everybody else, don't mean that I'm not worthy of love. And if that's the only thing that was wrong, if I'm breaking bread and giving you great pussy and head, then f you, nigga, straight to hell.
Damn.
Listen, I'm not
Straight
here
to
to
fucking hell.
I'm not here to berate you. Like,
With gasoline goddamn draws on. And you can tongue kiss the devil.
Real, let her go. Real, let her cook. Let her cook.
I don't want to kick you while you down. I'm not here to berate you or nothing
I'm
like
not down. Who's down?
Just, like, I do. I see what, obviously, I see
They
what
really
he's
think
talking
I'm
about.
bothered. Like,
I
the
want you
fact
to-
that y'all can't bother me, I
the
think
reason that
bothers y'all. That's
the
what it
reason that
really is. Y'all want me to be upset so
we got you.
motherfucking
We gonna have
bad.
a-
I'm
we gonna have a
telling the truth.
conversation.
Y'all talk about red pilling the truth. The truth is, I was a down ass to nothing ass niggas, and that was my fault. I said that. What are we discussing? What y'all want me to say? What y'all want me to do? Cry a river? Because again, like I said, I still love y'all regardless. I'm not holding all black men accountable for what 3 motherfuckers did, and that's the real message here that y'all are fucking missing. And
No, the message here is, if you can talk to strangers, maybe they're not strangers to you, but to people on the panel, to men on the panel that haven't done nothing wrong to you, the way you're talking to them, that lets other black men know how you talk to men in their relationships. If you can talk to people on the panel like this, with this kind of energy, aggression, and encouraging the stereotype of a angry black woman, that lets men know what kind of woman you are in a relationship. Because some guys wouldn't mind an aggressive woman like her if it's indoors, but out in the public, some guys are not going to do that. In other words, some guys will be willing for their women to disrespect them, even spunk them in the house, because some guys go through that. But some women are smart enough to know not to disrespect their husbands or their boyfriends in the public. They will beat him up and do everything to him in the house when no one is watching. But in the public, they'll try to be nice. But for her, she's like, I'm going to be aggressive and be mean and say whatever I want to say. I don't care. Which shows to you that if you're, trying to be in a relationship with her, you better watch out.
That's what y'all don't want to hear, because I'm saying and now I'm chicken necking because I got a damn attitude. After y'all done tried me several times here, I'm taking accountability. The thing that you say women can't do, I stand on my hill and I die on that too. I stand on my word. So 10 toes down. And it is what it is. And it is what it's gonna be. And my man is gonna get me like when I'm like this, baby, you ain't gotta come at me like that. Okay, because at the end of the day, I know I don't. But I do get excited because I'm a human being and I have emotions, and they gonna come out the way they come out when they come in the out. Now, how much I respect you depends on how far else I'm gonna continue to go. And since I have zero to little respect for any of these on this panel, then it's gonna go long. Since y'all want to go long and sneak this and want to tell her what you think is gonna happen in her like, who are you, the goddamn woman? God. You can't tell me about my life, bro. You run nothing over here. You run nothing but your crusty ass, bearded ass mouth, nigga. Go eat your woman and holler at me later, dog.
Wow. Yo, do any of you guys hate when women call men bro? Like, I don't think I've had a woman call me bro, but I hate when women call other men bro. Like, it's one of the most masculine things a woman can do. Yo, she's going off. She's crashing out. And all for what? For a simple conversation? For a man saying, hey, listen, maybe you are not good enough to your boyfriends? Or maybe you don't know how to choose men? Or maybe you're not as perfect as you think? And she's calling him out of his name? Like, what is the future husband supposed to do about this? Is the future... So tell me this. Riddle me this. Because right now, I'm assuming the way she's talking, she seems single. Is the man of her dreams... If he watched this interaction, would he be like, oh my God, that's my wife. I can't wait to marry that kind of woman? Like, would any man in his right senses say that? Seeing her embarrassing herself like that. And obviously the sisterhood is just quiet and enjoying the show. See, they're just smiling because they can't check her. They can't hold her accountable.
That can't be right.
It's cool. It's cool. Like,
yeah,
it's cool.
Get disrespect. That's disrespect. That's sauce. That's me coming off. That's me popping off now. This is me upset now.
You want everybody.
That's what I'm saying. I got like 4 or 5 of them that love me, and that's what I'm saying. Like, putting all in the pot, competing for me. What the you talking about? Like, I'm single because I want to be. Goddamn it. I choose when I get married. I choose when I sell a goddamn cow, motherfucker.
No, you don't. You don't choose when you get married. Because you are not God to be like, okay, that's my husband. He's gotta like you back. He's gotta be willing to deal with your attitude and your aggression for the rest of his life. There is no husband store that you just walk in and pick a husband from the shelf. Because some of them they say I'm single by choice. No, you're single because no man wants to deal with you, if we're gonna be honest. It's just like a man saying I can get all the bodies, I just don't want to. I can get the most beautiful woman, I just don't want to. No, nigga, you can't get the most beautiful woman. Because no beautiful woman wants you. Let's be honest.
About that. My life don't revolve around no goddamn man. That's the problem. That's your goddamn problem. That's the problem. Titty baby ass going in your mama purse ass. I bet you can go in your mama purse right now.
Hey, if you single,
go get this in my purse, baby.
Why you
yeah.
Z, we got you. Listen, everybody on this panel can be better. Right?
Who wants to deal
when
with
I'm
this?
talking and asking you questions, This is for self-reflection. This is for you to dive deep inside of yourself. And
I've been reflecting. That's what I'm saying. This nigga came late to the party. I was answering you in sincerity in front of I don't know how many motherfucking people, and this tried me like he was gonna preach to me on some shit that I had already copped to, and that's what it really was. He wasn't on topic. He wanted to try to bash it, and he fucking can't. And the fact that you want to try to fucking bash me is the insane part about it, my nigga, because you don't know shit about me. You don't know shit about where I come from. You don't know shit about what I got or what I got going on. But I promise you this: every room that I'm motherfucking in got a that you want to be or want to know inside of it. I promise you fucking that.
Which tells me this woman right here who was just clapping and enjoying the show, that means they're two of the same. It's the same character. It's the same attitude. It's the same mentality. And obviously the women run away because I think one thing they know, it's embarrassing, but they agree with how she's acting. All the men are speaking quietly because if you change this, if you switch this and it's the men being aggressive, do you know how they'll be like, oh, aggressive men who attack women, who are not being nice to black women, they don't protect black women, they're being aggressive towards black women. But for her, other women are going to be like, go queen, show them who you are, show them who the boss is, show them your boss bitch, show them you're independent with this aggression. It's embarrassing.
And I'm dropping my goddamn mic on that shit. So what you think about me? What you think about me? And what you think about me? Who's next?
Listen,
Who the fuck is next? I give less than a fig food Newton field. And if I was right here, I would my goddamn I'd slap you in your goddamn mouth with it.
Ooh. She said she was slapping a man in his mouth. Yo. Oh my God. Guys, we are cooked. And you know, some of you guys are watching me, but some of you guys, this is the woman you lay next to every single night. Yes, you watching me, this is the woman you lay next to every single night. So if we're gonna be honest, some of you guys love this toxic shit. Let's be honest right now. I'm gonna hold you guys accountable. Some of you guys are the reason this woman can be this confident coming at men like this, because some of you guys laid down to these women and they feel and they believe it's okay to talk to men like this. Some of you guys, yes, you.
I'm so goddamn manly. You're goddamn right. And I bet my is longer and stronger than yours.
Oh my God. Did you hear what she just said? That her dick is bigger and stronger than a man's dick. Oh my God.
Your bitch and make her come without her having to play with her goddamn I bet you that shit.
I'm light skinned, right?
I can get worse. I can go longer. I'm a rapper here. It comes off the dome here. I freestyle for real, my nigga. There's nothing you can say to me to make me hurt because I'm beautiful. I'm fire as fuck. I'm lit as fuck. I'm intelligent as fuck. And I don't give a fuck about you. The only people that can get to me are people that I give a fuck about. And I don't give a fuck about you, or you, motherfucker.
Z.
So you can keep trying.
See how the sisterhood likes it? See how this one is celebrating the behavior?
Ignore me. What are you talking about? Hey, brother, family, what you doing, family?
Because we were having a civilized conversation before you tried to preach Ali, not God.
Hold on, Ali.
Not fucking God. And then all you need to quit trying to tell a bitch about their life. Ain't now one of you motherfuckers God. Understand that. Ain't now one of you motherfuckers my most high. You can't tell me shit about how my life is gonna turn out. And the fact that you can bring that out your musty ass.
See how this one is enjoying it?
That's why y'all on these motherfucking panels talking shit to women, talking shit about women, and got your little crusty ass.
When I was saying
because she can't really express her motherfucking self to you in her entirety, in her full motherfucking truth, because you can't take it with your titty baby ass. I don't give a goddamn about it. I don't give a fuck. But y'all will stop telling a motherfucker what is gonna happen in their goddamn life. Got his ass fucked.
All right, man. There's 8 more minutes. I'm guessing 8 more minutes of her ranting and going off. All because men were asking, what did you do wrong in your relationship? What could you have done better? That's all the brothers were asking. That's all. It's about having conversations, trying to see what we can do better as men and women to bridge the gap. But like I said, some of you guys like this toxic shit. Because I can guarantee you, she said she has dated 4 guys who are broke, who are dusty and losers. If those guys didn't let her believe it's okay to speak to men like this, she wouldn't be speaking to men like this. I can guarantee you that for sure. Now, maybe eventually they got tired of her speaking the way she speaks and then they let her go. But, you know, the only reason she's talking like this is because there have been a couple guys she talked to like this and they told her it's okay, or they said nothing about it. And always, like I tell you, the sisterhood, they have women in their corner who are okay with it. Because for her, she sees this as independence, as strength, as confidence. Can never hold her accountable. But that's the dating right here. One of you guys is going to marry this woman. So, as for that, I'll say good luck. So, shout out to Lapif, link down below. All right. Next up, let me do Kendra G. One Kendra G, and then I'll be out.
Do you want to be a guest?
Yes, I do. I've been requesting for some time, and but anyway, sorry.
Well, no, I understand. I'm sorry you didn't get through sooner.
No, it's cool. It's cool. How you doing?
I'm good. I gotta use my phone because my pen died. So we got Andre Detroit. How old are you?
I am 40.
40. You have any kids?
Okay. Yes, I have a sorry, I have a 14-year-old.
Okay, you ever been married?
No.
No?
Mhm.
So one child.
One child, yes.
What do you do for a living?
I am an Uber driver. Yes.
All right, so we got Andre. Did you give me your zodiac sign?
I'm a Scorpio.
Scorpio. Never
Scorpio.
married, right? Oh, yeah, I got that.
That's
So
right.
we got Andre Detroit, 40 years old, is a Scorpio, dad to a 14-year-old, never married, and drives for Uber.
That's right.
What kind of woman are you looking for, sir?
I'm looking for someone who is nice, who's amazing, sweet. I mean, and a good heart.
In a good heart.
Yeah.
Okay, what are your deal breakers?
Deal breakers, lying, someone who is not understanding and manipulative, I guess.
What'd you say?
So someone who's not understanding and someone that is just mean. I would say that because I've dealt with some mean women before. So.
Okay, no mean women. All right, should she look a certain way?
No, I mean like you. I want you to take care of yourself. Love yourself. Um, but when you say look a certain way, what do you mean? Like
Tall, skinny, short, thick, petite, light skin, dark skin, black, non-black.
I like tall and short. I like tall and short. And she could, I'm not really a race person. I mean, she could be black,
Okay.
Okay, so now I see why women in the comments were calling him too nice, too slow, or other things were saying because of his job, because he drives Uber. Women don't like those kind of guys, because obviously to them Uber sounds like you're broke or you don't have enough money to spend on them. And so even if he's 6'5", because like I told you guys, women say how they want tall men, but just because you're tall, but if you're broke or if they think you're broke, doesn't mean they're going to give you a chance. So if you guys check in the comments, they were going on him like, how can you be 40 and driving Uber and stuff like that. It's like they pick and choose when they want the type of tall guy they want.
All right.
Chocolate.
Speaking of which, I actually no. Should she make a certain amount of money?
Well, not really. I mean, she can make whatever she desired. I would say enough to be livable off of and to take care of herself and stuff like that. If she wants to work, of course.
She won't have to work.
Oh, she have to work. It's no problem. No.
Got a man say he ready to be a provider. You don't need no job if you with him, girl.
Okay.
So she can stay in the house while you go outside and work.
Yes. Yeah. That's right.
So that's the kind of man most women want, the provider, the one who can let them stay home if they want to. But the issue is the women in the comments were saying because he drives for Uber, he doesn't have enough money to provide for that kind of privilege for them to stay home and not have to work. And remember, these days it's not like they just stay home. No, if they're going to stay home, they want to go shopping. They want you to take them to expensive dinner dates. They want you to take them to shows, to events. They want to fly to Mexico, to Dubai every 2 to 3 months. So that's why they were saying he's not good enough.
They must be paying well at Uber time.
Well, this is not my final step. I'm also looking to other adventures, but yeah, this is something transition.
You say you ain't got to work, girlfriend. What's the age range you want to date?
Age range would be 30 to 45.
This is a true story. I'm gonna tell you a Uber story because I just seen Jerome, and Jerome can vouch for the story. I was in Atlanta last weekend, and I always get Uber Black SUV. So I had an Uber Black SUV, and we were trying to film a video of me going into the car. And then I went to the Uber driver. I was like, "Can you unlock the door?" No, I said, "Can you open the door?" And then he was in the car, and he pushed like that button to unlock the doors. And I said, "No, can you come open the door for me to get in the car?"
Right.
And he drove off.
Whoa.
That's entitlement. Your man should do that, Kendra. But I think you're single, but your man should be the one to open the door for you. Like the Uber drivers are not, it's not mandatory for them to open the car door for you. Unless maybe you're like an old lady who needs a hand or something. But the entitlement that you ladies are asking every man to help them carry their groceries. I just did a video about that. They expect every man to protect them. Yet they're the same women who scream, "I'm strong and independent, don't need no man." But now they're asking Uber drivers to open their car doors. That's disrespectful. Like, just open the car door and get in.
Wow.
He
Wow.
drove off. So Uber drivers, the black SUV, y'all need to get your asses out the car, open the door for your passengers. He drove off when I asked him, so don't you do that.
See, now, that's the thing I don't understand. We're here for the customers, for the people, the passengers, to help you. And if we're not doing our job, why are we driving anyway?
Yeah, but you opening the car door is not part of your. It's not mandatory as part of your job. Your job is to drive. They can get in and then they can open the car door. Now, if they ask for help, maybe they are carrying some things or they need help to open the trunk. Okay, that's one thing. But it's not part of your job as an Uber driver. And you should know. She's trying to bait you. Kendra is trying to bait you into being submissive to her.
That's the thing.
I know, you're right. I wish I could have filmed it. It was so... I laughed because I said, "Can you open the door?" And he pushed the power unlock. So I was like, so I laughed at that moment. Then I was like, "No, can you come open my door for me?" He looked at me, locked the car doors, and then drove off and canceled. He said, "I don't got time for you, bitch. Like, you too much, bitch. I don't got time." And he drove the hell off. I wish I could have filmed it. I am not making this up. Jerome can vouch for the story because he was with me when it happened.
Yeah,
but anyways, that was just a personal story I want to share. It was funny as hell, child.
That's
but
crazy.
But you're not. But I can tell you're not that type of Uber driver.
No, of course not. No, you're supposed to help them. I've helped a lot. I've taken care of my mom when she was alive. I took care of her for 15 plus years. So I mean, being someone there to help or to look out for. Yeah, that's who I am.
All right, let's do the Kendra Cam.
Kendra Cam. Okay, can I get myself together real quick?
Yes,
I'm gonna just hold on 1 second.
Let me tell you something. My Uber drivers always. Well, no, I take that back. In my building, my building we have butlers, so they open the door. But in other cases, when I get Uber black SUVs, they always open the door.
Okay.
Yeah, but the only reason they open is maybe because they want a big tip. But other than that, it's not part of their resume to open the door for you.
Or too much. But he drove the hell off. Said he said, listen, black bitch, I don't got black girl. I ain't got time for you today. And drove off, child.
That's entitlement.
And he was a black guy too, FYI. I'm not saying all of them. But then, I got a new Uber driver. All right, let's see your legs.
Oh, yes. My bad. Legs. Can you see?
Okay.
I'm kind of a tall man.
Okay, we see you.
Yeah, so this is me.
All right. Don't play with Andre. Andre, do you want the woman to be in Detroit?
That would be nice if she can be in the D. That would be.
Yeah, he just seems like a laid-back kind of guy, humble dude, just talks calmly and softly. But unfortunately, some women find that as they claim he's weak. Sure, he's a big dude, 6'5", but the fact that he talks calmly like that and drives for Uber, if you check in the comments, I'll link down below the video, women were saying he's soft, he's not strong enough, he's not rich enough, he's too nice, things like that. And yet this is the good guy they overlook to go for the rich guys who are assholes. So men are like, okay, you're saying even me as who I am is not good enough. So guys are like giving up, or they're just going to Brazil and Colombia. Anyway, man, shout out to Kendra G. Link down below what you guys think. Till next time, peace.